Oy vey. Alright, right. Let's see how that looks. And maybe how it sounds. Okay, let us see if you can hear the video.
Hey now! It's your boy PSA Sitch here for another Tuesday stream with everyone's favorite
Go back. I didn't see it.
driver of problematic cars.
Alright, it sounds like good, but actually it's quite loud. Oopsie. Kinda loud. Oh, I can also change the volume on the actual fucking video. Let us hear. This is the first time, so I want to see how everything sounds. So fuck off if you are not used to this sort of thing.
Adam friended.
What's up? How you doing, Sitch? How is everyone?
Good.
So we're joined today by two very special guests, Organized Chaos and Actual Fandom. It's Actual Fandom, right, Dan?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And
Organized Cast's name is Bob and actual fandom's name is Dane.
right, so we're probably gonna call him Bob and Dane. And I told them before the stream got started that this, we're gonna try to have a good faith debate here.
All right, as long as I'm louder.
On the internet.
Where's mine?
I
Jesus.
have put together 3 questions, and I want to ask you guys
Okay.
3 questions.
Before I actually do it, before we actually get into it, oh yeah, this needs to actually be full screen. Thank you very much. Hi, Kat!
Hi, Kat.
Alerts are just. What? Where is chat right now? Look at where the chat is. Hold up. I need to see where the chat display is. I don't know why it's okay. Twitch chat. No wonder I couldn't find you, Twitch chat. It was just somewhere in the ether. No, what is this?
You stupid woman!
Yes. What's new? Okay, wait. Here I am. Okay, wait. Everything else needs to be locked, and then I can fuck around with the chat. Let's see. Is this the chat? I think the chat's. Yeah, this is weird. Damn it. Popping in and out of stream. It's okay. And thank you. It's kind of like a recording session, this. So, I don't really need an audience for this. Anyway. But thank you for coming to say hi. This is interesting. That's the reason. That's a good reason. Why is my overlay that size? Jesus. Let me just get the chat from the other scene. Let me just check this out. Whoa! Where's the chat here? Okay, copy. If Delta was here, you'd be so pissed off. Yeah, it's still putting it at as full. It's fucking weird, man. It's funny chat. Why is there like 4 million chat configurations that I have? Let's check it out. It's still at the top there. I think the edit to my actual chat overlay has translated funny. Ugh. I don't expect much chatting, so I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. We don't have to fix chat. As long as I can see chat, I suppose. Although they don't do chat replay, I don't think in the VODs anymore, do they? No, they do. They do. Okay, so where should this go? I want this full sized. I wonder if I should be letting the Canva bit of this show. It's a bit late now. Is there a command for Jordan? I can't remember. It might be garbage. I need to go and check the names again. Still a piece of garbage. Yeah. There you go. It's not grape. I think grapefruit should work. No, that's not. Yeah, that's still a piece of garbage, isn't Jordan? Always. Okay. I guess I'll just have this way. Doesn't really matter as long as you can see what I'm doing here.
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm
Still a piece of garbage. Yeah. Also my alerts are weird. They're also off screen somewhat. Strange. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Can you hear the things? Yeah, obviously you can because you put the laughing emoji. Okay. Cool. Go work. So the whole reason just to get into it, right? So we're recording. Start. If you listen to Core, then you'll know where that's from. So yes, when I watch debates, which I do a lot on the YouTube, did you ever end up making the Meowkano sound file? Oh my god, yes! Did I do it? I don't know. Let me just check that. No. It's just because I said meow, the meow came up. Ah, I've got the file though. Oh, you know what? It's on the other computer. But it should be on Discord, right? I should be able to go in this thing. Meowkano! I think that should be like whenever you add to the rage counter, it goes Meowkano. Or also just anytime anyone goes crazy. Okay, sweet. That's on the to-do list. Before we play, what? Wild Hearts. It is Monster Hunter. I looked it up. I'm like, there's actually a Monster Hunter streamer on YouTube that I didn't realize they were playing Wild Hearts until I knew the name of the game. So there's that. Okay. Do 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 do. Stop. I wasn't trying to be like Jordan there. Okay. This is so yes. As I was saying, um, yeah, I watch debates on YouTube and all over the place, like anyone else, and I'm often like, wow, that is so great and interesting, but I follow the arguments, but then I lose track of them because so much is said in the sort of informal debate. Um, Not the like, okay, you have your opening statement and then like the formal debate thing. It's not so much there. Actually, although I did want to do that. Anyway, ADHD. Um yeah, part of it is I I, I often lose track of what somebody has said and feel like I'm not grasping their argument properly. And if I can't grasp their argument properly, how am I going to argue back? And no, I know I'm not arguing, but even understanding the opposition's argument is better so that you can see, okay, what part of the argument do you agree with? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so what I wanted to do all the time, always, when listening to these debates, was draw them. So, like, literally draw the, like, a mind map of the ideas people are talking about and how their reasoning works from one point to the next. And I was like, I suppose I could record that and see what it looks like and see what that's like. I've been told maybe that could be interesting. Let's see what happens. So obviously this won't be the best. Maybe I'll try it a couple times, but this is the first time, so it's going to be the shittiest of times. So wish me luck. Future self, I'm sorry that you have to listen to this. Because this is basically, I'm going to use the VOD and see what it looks like. Maybe I can make some sort of video out of it. Yeah, I'm supposed to be making more of an effort on content now because I need to create stuff in my life instead of um, just sitting and watching. Also, I need to stream, force myself to stream because I start getting nervous if I don't stream. So I start getting more and more nervous to start to stream if I don't stream. And yeah, it's just bullshit. So Kyle, thanks for coming to say hi and starting me off. So that's cool. But yes, I do anticipate mostly talking to myself, which is fine. And as I get into it, um, I'll probably talk even more. But I would like to just do this thought experiment. So what I'm doing with it is, and I had to do it. It made me. When I watched this video, it was so fucking infuriating in places that I just was like, no, I need everybody needs to hear what I think of this, okay? Because of course they do. Why would anyone not want to know what Chinsia thinks of this? So, no, but it was really, I just needed to express. It's cathartic. It's the same thing. I watch The Night's Watch, and Shad also does like these deep dives into things because he wants to pick them apart and understand them and give his opinion on each little bit, which is something I really appreciate. So I was like, oh, let me do that for myself. So anyway, this this debate is between PSA Sitch and Adam Friended. Well, them as a team against, and I say against as in like, relax, it's not, okay, it does get heated, but anyway, they call it heated debate in the title. But yeah, what's the guy's name? Something Fandom and um, what is his name? Ugh. Versus organized chaos and actual Fandom. Yeah, of course we're forced to hear that woman has to, exactly, stupid woman has to tell us what she thinks. That's what happens. This is feminism. Or actually, these people would be really, really happy to know that I am putting my female experience on top of what they have to say. So if either of these people somehow landed up seeing what this and got upset about it, it would be like, but I'm a female. But then again, I'm white, so, but they're white too, so, okay, anyway. So, yeah, the point is what they're debating here, and I think it's based on a whole bunch of other context. One of them also tried to debate Eric July, Ripper. It's just not, yeah, why would you do that? But, and there was everyone in their chat, Adam and Sitch, were like, oh no, you gotta ask these people this. I think it's Organized Chaos that said the thing. You gotta ask him why he said Eric July was a chunky monkey or whatever. You gotta do that. So they got the two guys onto their channel and they got them to debate. And these guys are actually they are really the very good faith. If one of them goes off on a tangent, the other one will actually go, wait, that's not good faith. Or the chat will say, hey, you're not being good. You're not viewing this person's argument in good faith. So from all the debates that I've seen them do, they are some of the most extensive and civilized debates. Yes, they do get heated, as you will see in this video. And even if you're not watching me watch it, you should go and watch it. Yeah, and I actually haven't finished all the way through to when they leave, but I got to the part where everyone started losing their shit and fuck you and this and that, and that was great. I don't think there'll be much mapping of the debate in that section, but there's essentially 2 hours of conversation I want to draw here. So the 3 questions that they are asking in this debate, right? Do I have text in here? Bitch mother. Just give me a text box, bro. No text. Can I Yes, there we go. I don't know why it's the other one. Okay, so they've got the 3 questions. And you see it from the beginning. So first he asked, is an owl, and I'm sure that's a stream reference. Like I have missed a lot of streams from Sitch and Adam, actually years worth of streams. So this question is probably a meme in their stream. So is an owl a bird? Okay. Then number 2 is can you criticize woke? Something for being woke if you without being called an ism, an ist. Okay, and then 3, I think it was, what should society do? Racism, I think, etc. Okay, so it's mostly cancel culture what they spoke about there. But yeah, so that's what they wanted. This is the notes that they got. That they started themselves off with, I suppose. Please, not with the center stuff. This fucking, I don't think you guys will be able to read it, or anyone will be able to read it. I'll zoom in on it at some point. And it's only like the heading, so whatever. Oh my god, everyone just fucking... This is what life would be like if you heard me at work every day. Okay. Cool. Just to keep that in mind as they continue. But yeah, I think I'll keep that over there, but then we'll go for the question. Literally from the get-go, we get debate brain immediately. Okay, so we'll start with that. So the question 1 literally is debate brain. I see the word time to get heated. Let's go. No, it's yeah, they go into sexism instead. Maybe it's a lighter form of evil. Anyway, so let's start. Let's play. This is them starting
Not
off.
difficult questions.
Also, now you guys can understand why I say "Hey now" every now and then. It's from Sitch. So I was wondering if anyone would ever notice that I say it because Sitch says it. But it just so happened after many years, I have to now explain why I say "Hey now," which is actually sometimes when I'm shooting or something like that. Okay, so I want you to hear Sitch. If you haven't watched Sitch or Adam Friended, are you even on philosophy YouTube? Are you even on argument YouTube? Are you even on? They talk about fucking everything. Okay.
I got my notes up.
Oh, it's Adam's taking his notes.
I got my notes up.
Oh yeah. By the way, in case you like, oh what the fuck, bitches making content on someone else's content. Hey, they have great content. They do it themselves. And let's be real. This isn't content. But also, I am a member of their channel now, and also gave them a super thanks for the stream itself. So I'm supporting them. Okay, I've haven't paid for copyright, but I have paid tribute.
Okay.
And also, motherfuck, I would have. There you go. I would have been in the chat that is visible here if they didn't fucking stream at midnight every single time for me. So did you hear Sitch? Hey now.
I got my notes up. Okay.
Hey now! It's your boy PSA Sitch here for another Tuesday stream with everyone's favorite driver of problematic cars, Adam Friended.
What's up? How you doing, Sitch? How is everyone? So we're
He
joined
plays the
today
harmonica.
by two very special guests, organized chaos.
Maybe I should
actual fandom.
put on
Right?
subtitles.
It's actual fandom, right?
Oh, unavailable. That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's it.
Okay. And
Organized Chaos's name is Bob, and actual fandom's name is Dane.
right, so we're probably gonna call him Bob and Dane. And I told them before the stream.
Really? I want to leave it that way. I think quiet game. How long have we had the quiet game up for over a year? I'm losing it, man. Well spotted. Seeing as I'm overheating over here. See, I told you, I'm getting nervous. I'm just gonna get a 7-Up from the fridge. Maybe you can see Axie. I've also asked Gordon not to walk out here in his undies. But if he forgets, you'll have a sight to see. Quiet game. Okay. Fuck, let's actually get to it.
We're gonna try to have a good faith debate here. We're not gonna try to own each other on the internet. I have put together 3 questions, and I want to.
Okay, so here's the 3 questions.
3 questions. They're not difficult questions. We're happy to.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it up. Thanks, Kyle.
I know you guys
Is it better?
have questions for us. Obviously we're both content creators, and I think we are more.
Yeah, I'll talk above it, so it's fine.
Anti-woke.
Is it better?
You guys are maybe closer to the woke.
Because I could only gauge it
I don't want to get bogged down in terms.
a bunch. Okay, I'm just gonna put it all the way.
But we can work.
Whoa! The fuck?
I'm muting. I think Dane, because I think you got some background noise going, Dane. But
is that better?
We'll let you fix that up, and then we'll get started.
I mean, it might. No, let me just also jack up the.
Sitch, do you want to say anything before we?
The YouTube player. Actually, put the
before
YouTube to 100.
Question 1. Maybe you guys.
I do want to say
and
something.
then
Okay, go ahead.
put the desktop down.
Father, Daddy J-Mac, for giving us 100 gifted memberships before the stream even started. Thank you so much, Jay. Incredibly
That's
generous.
around. Supposedly around.
Dane, you've got a lot of background noise.
Yeah,
that's Dane's
It's something
noise.
outside the building here, and I don't know. I mean, it's like AC or something.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it'll go away pretty soon.
Okay.
That's more than I've been
If
hearing.
you could just mute yourself while you're not talking.
Much better.
that'd be
Okay, I'm
great.
leaving it.
And Bob, I asked you to
Not gonna
unmute
touch it
yourself.
now
Dane, do you
because
wanna-
probably
do you wanna,
time-wise,
introduce yourself or anything?
you
or
might
is
have
that-
some
that
feedback.
enough of an introduction for you?
Reconfirm.
Yeah, I kind of missed what you were saying because I was looking for what was the noise was, but
Okay.
Well, just
yeah,
give
I'm
us your
Dane,
intro.
channel's actual fandom. Talk about lifelong comics fan.
Okay, if
Film
you had
fan.
to go,
I like to get into the
I will have
creation of
to
that
listen.
stuff, and I also really like to dispel myths and false narratives.
Because it
Okay,
is
cool.
oh much
And
no
Bob,
wait,
you
that was
wanna
the
say
first
something?
time. It's not a
Oh yeah,
again.
no, the channel is organized chaos. I used to specialize. Well, I still kind of do specialize in comic book movies, doing lots of movie versus fun stuff. And then I just kind of stumbled into this fandom menace comicsgate stuff, and it's a lot of what I do now.
Okay, so yeah, we're happy to answer questions about that. Like I said, I have 3 questions. I'll just start off with the first
That
question.
does seem better.
And I
But
direct it to
wait, let
both
me
of
just
you,
hear my
okay?
own voice over it.
Are owls birds?
Okay.
Bob?
I'm
Right,
don't
so
even know.
literally from the get-go, they just spoke. Oh wait, I forget who's who, so I actually want to go back in the intro. God, this is going great.
People in the chat, we don't need to name names. You know who you are, okay?
Doomer.
God, Doomer.
I got my notes up.
Mhm.
Okay.
So yeah, okay, we're just starting from the.
Hey now!
Hey
It's your
now!
boy PSA Sitch here for another Tuesday stream.
I
with
want a
everyone's
harmonica every
favorite
single time I see you
driver
play it.
of problematic
Ah.
cars, Adam Friended.
What's up? How you doing, Sitch? How is
A
everyone?
live stream Twitter
Good.
debate.
We're
That's
joined
one of the
today by
chat
2
there said.
very
That's
special
pretty
guests,
cool.
Organized Chaos and
But also like to see
actual
their face.
Fandom.
Well, Adam's face.
It's actual fandom, right, Dan?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And
Organized Chaos' name is Bob, and actual fandom's name is Dane. So
right,
Dane
so
and
we're probably gonna call
Bob.
them Bob and Dane. And I told them before the stream got started that this, we're gonna try to have a good faith debate here.
I
We're
wonder
not
what
gonna
they're
try to
like
own
before
each other
stream
on
starts.
the internet. I have put together 3 questions, and I want to ask.
Also, that's a filter on Adam. I at one point I did think, are those are those actual like novelty it's a fucking filter. He's got a cool filter he uses later on because he actually starts giving 0 shits about what's going on. And he basically just fucks around with chat while Sitch does the argument.
Ask you guys 3 questions. They're not difficult questions. We're happy to answer the questions too. And I know you guys probably have.
They never ask the questions back in the same manner. They don't engage with, okay, what is your answer, so that we can find the common ground of what do we each agree on.
Have questions for us. Obviously we're both content creators, and I think we are more towards the anti-woke side, and you guys are maybe closer to the woke side. And I don't want to get bogged down.
You can see the chat is going, where's Rags, whatever, because there's been controversy with Rags, I think tearing one of their videos apart or something, and Mauler and whatever. They honestly have stupid ideas about what EFAP is. Like, I don't think they've watched an EFAP ever.
Down in terms at the moment, but we can work those out. I'm muting, I think, Dane, because I think you got some background noise going.
Okay, so he has audio problems like
we'll
me.
Let you fix that up, and then we'll get started. So I guess we need to. Sitch, do you want to say anything before we get started? Before I ask question 1, maybe you guys.
I do want to say something.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to thank our surrogate father, Daddy J-Mac, for giving us 100 gifted memberships before the stream even started. Thank you so much, Jay. Incredibly generous.
Yeah, Dane, you've got a lot of background noise.
Yeah,
I actually didn't even hear that the first time I watched
here, and I don't know. I mean, it's like AC or something. Hopefully, it'll go away pretty
soon. It's
soon.
an old bird.
Nothing I can do.
If you could just mute yourself while you're not talking, that'd be great.
This is a big contentious issue, guys.
Do you want to?
It's very serious. I'm gonna make it a very big.
Or is that enough of an introduction for you?
Visual.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's not 250. Is not what I was trying.
The noise was, but
okay.
Well, just
I'm Dane, channel's actual fandom.
Okay, he asked to introduce himself. It's like, oh my god, I didn't even hear that I had to introduce myself. Relax, relax. I guess it must be quite daunting knowing that you are gonna go on this channel with these two. They aren't assholes. They if you just the thing is you're like, oh shit, maybe I am gonna look like a fool. But the best thing you could do in that situation, I suppose, is go, oh shit, you're right. Damn. I need to think about that. If I have and they literally even say later on, if I have an argument, if you have arguments that you want to make later on, you can come back on. So that's something to do. So now that you know about Wild Hearts, will you be getting that? Yes, definitely. Like honestly, because of the crossplay, then everybody can get back together. Like us PlayStation people, me and you, Kat, we can play with the PC people. You see, it is possible to get along with people that don't share in your exact ideology. We found the common ground, which was playing games. And the game is what we're interested in. So we're friends and we play instead of going PC Master Race and hating each other. I mean, that's pretty. Okay, I'm making a stupid analogy about what's going on here. Um, because also another reason I want to map or document arguments as well is um, literally where are they? They don't usually in a conversation you hardly ever well with these kinds of people you can hardly ever go, oh, okay, here is a thing acknowledge, here is a thing that we agree on, especially with these guys. Debate brain, like literally just fucking debate brain. um, that is why. It's like just this to me that I don't know if that's the meme, is that it shows the first thing that immediately they like, this is a trap. I'm not going to assert anything because we're debating. I can't agree with this whole thing that it's a bird. Like literally. Oh, little dude, we played, didn't we? We were both curious about it. Can't you if little dude has it on PC, Steam allows you to play games and refund them if you don't like them. Not the whole game, obviously. Okay. I have no idea what format I'm going to take. Let's say the questions will be that. Comments can just be orange. He has PS5 now. Yeehaw! But yeah, then then I don't know about the refund. There is there was some subscription. I think you might. Wait, PS Plus will let you. Because it was that EA subscription that it was. I don't know. I think it's normal. It's fine as long as you have PS Plus. You are essentially subscribed to EA. Whatever it is. And I guess that's how the crossplay occurs. I mean, remember there was the other hunting game. I don't know what it was. I forget what it was called, but it came out like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 months after Monster Hunter World. And it was crossplay, but it was Monster Hunting, but it was horrible. I hated it. And also I took it as an insult because of how much like Monster Hunter it was. And I didn't like that at the time. So I guess now I'm over it. But actually, the fact that you don't have a palico or a companion or whatever, that actually works in its favor because that fucking game had basically palamutes already. And Kyle, will you get Monster Hunter Rise? I suppose it's more important to get I was going to say Kingdom Hearts, Wild Hearts. Okay, let's go. Okay, it's an Albert. I'm just gonna see where we start, and then I'm gonna just copy paste this, and then I'm actually gonna say my comment, like what my answer would be. Okay, debate brain. Basically, I just want you guys to. Well, I want to enjoy the debate brain that ensues here.
Talk about lifelong comics fan, film fan. I like to get into the creation of that stuff, and I also really like to dispel myths and false narratives.
Okay,
Awesome.
cool. And Bob, you want to say something?
Oh yeah, no, the channel is organized chaos. I used to specialize. Well, I still kind of do.
Okay, out of the two of the okay, they're both infuriating, but it's really hard to listen to organized chaos. And actually, I think he starts turning off, and often he just turns to Bob or the other guy, whichever is which. He turns to the other guy. And yeah, you hear him in the back. Yeah, he lets him. He lets Fandom do it.
Specialize in comic book movies, doing lots of movie versus fun stuff. And then I just kind of stumbled into this Fandom Menace Comicsgate stuff, and it's a lot of what I do now.
Okay, so yeah, we're happy to answer questions about that. Like I said, I have 3 questions. I'll just start off with the first question here, and I direct it to both of you. Okay,
Okay, makes
are owls birds?
can't literally, like, if you were asked that on stream, Carl, if you're still here, I know you probably in and out, but if you're asked that on like a stream by anyone, are owls birds, and you're confused because they made it sound so epic, like it's a like they're asking you whether you would like to kill babies or some shit. I would go, are owls birds? That's all you need to do is just, you don't, it's okay. It's okay to be uncertain about what the question is. Relax.
Bob?
I don't even know what the point is.
Oh, already. Oh, I don't even know what the point is. Okay, little bitch, just relax. Relax. We don't have to be ugly from the beginning. Let him give you a reason to not like you. Just wait.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well done.
Good. We don't want to give it away if Dane doesn't know.
Again, that's why I'm like, okay, is it give it away in terms of the meme, or like keeping on the ruse of, is this means something else? It's a trap.
Dane?
They technically are. It's just like a different type of bird.
Oh,
I
okay.
forget.
They technically are. We just have to put the word technically in because then we'll be safe. Debate brain. It's immediate. Immediate. It's like, wow, humans are incredible. Like, because you go in there, we don't fight each other, hopefully, physically as much. But now this is a war of ideas and stuff. So you literally, your brain is saying to you, this is a fight and I am in danger. And here is this question. This is the first thing that I'm going to, the first attack. And the giving the answer seems to be just, it doesn't compute because they've come ready for war. And the first question is, it's fun. It's an icebreaker.
Forget to type, but I have learned about that at one point.
Great. Excellent. Yes. Okay.
Fantastic.
So that's
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It would be great if somebody could tell me whether it was a meme thing. I might figure that out later on if I catch enough streams live. Jesus. Or catch up streams after they're live. Because they literally finish as I wake up.
one. You guys already look. And we're all in agreement.
Longest
here. We all
pause.
agree owls are birds, okay?
Yes.
Some people in the chat.
Okay, no, there's a member right there that says, what kind of question is that? So maybe they don't know either. Maybe I'm not the only one.
We don't need to name names. You know who you are, okay?
Doomer.
So, question number 2.
Something to do with Doomer. Oh,
So,
God.
is there any legitimate criticism against wokeness that doesn't automatically get you labeled a racist, sexist, transphobe?
So yeah, an ist or a phobe. An ist or a phobe, basically. Is there a legitimate, and also, so he's talking about legitimacy. Like, that is something that they actually start to wobble on, because eventually they get to the point where it's like, it's not a valid criticism. It's like, well, actually, if the criticism is made upon a stupid proposition or a stupid what's not principle, but on a stupid point, that the point is inadmissible, that it not legitimate. But the actual form of doing criticism, that shouldn't be illegitimate. It's like it's still a criticism. The point you made was not good. Yeah.
So, and this is like in the context of movies and television. So, if you want to criticize a movie for what you would perceive as wokeness, is there any way to do that without getting labeled racist?
Well,
Okay, one of the other things as well is they don't specify here, and it becomes a thing. What would you want to do maybe differently here is, okay, labeled by who? Um, but but it's quite obvious, labeled by someone, by anyone, even if you're not even a creator and you're just on Twitter and you make a tweet. Is it possible to back up your criticism, your opinion of something without somebody immediately saying fucking racist? Actually, Adam had such a good tweet about it. He was like, I'll read it at the end. but yeah.
well, first we're getting into terms now.
Mm-hmm.
What would you define as
Terms.
woke?
Okay, so he's now gonna say. So now I'm gonna. I suppose we got to decide on the two colors. So I'm going to make the AF not Adam friended, but let me just go fandom / chaos. This is the what do you call it? The key. They can be that color. And Sitch and Adam. Cool. Okay, so I actually just want to go put my comment. So just going here. Just give me a fucking sticky note. Where did it go? It's up here. Just where did you put it? I don't know if it gave it to me. Just add it. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm just making that like maybe ask by who as part of the term definitions. But anyway, and that's a great thing as well that they go straight for the definitions when it becomes like if you go and you watch Amala from Unapologetic as well, she often is like, guys, look at them argue. They're not arguing about the same thing. This one has this definition of it, and this one has that. You are speaking two different languages. You're not arguing about the same thing. So just agree on what things mean. So if X means this, use it. It's like it's the variable. We've defined it. Let's continue and use it in our formula.
Yes.
Okay. Sitch, you want to read the definition of wokeness that we have?
Okay,
Do you
so
want me
we're
to
gonna
read,
get a
Helen's?
definition
Yeah,
of
I think Helen's
wokeness.
works.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if I agree with it 100%. If you want to get, well, you can give it, or actually, I should read it because you can't read.
Yeah, that'd probably be helpful.
Yeah.
So Helen
but
Pluckrose's definition of
wherever
wokeness.
wherever you disagree with it,
Yeah.
you can go ahead and chime in. How about that?
Well, it's kind of long, but basically, she says wokeness is the belief system which holds that all society is permeated by systems of power and privilege like white supremacy, patriarchy, imperialism, heterosis normativity, fat phobia, ableism, but that most people cannot see these systems. This is the belief system that insists we are all unavoidably socialized into holding racist, sexist, homophobic beliefs as unconscious bias. It asserts that we need to be trained to see them, affirm our own complicity in them, and commit to dismantling them using the methods that people call themselves social justice activists.
Okay, so part of this woke, it's a long thing, but part of this woke definition over here, all is est. So like honestly, like everything is, all is oppressed. Well, oppression is a thing. Everyone is either oppressed or oppressor. Oh God, I don't know about the spelling. What's the name? It's unavoidable. Intent doesn't matter. Even though they don't say this here, intent doesn't matter because things are implicit, right? So leaving people to freedom is not enough. And what you need to do is just point out all the shit, which is actually eventually just break it all down. Okay, that's a comment. I should put that in a sticky note. Okay. I think actually that also should be a comment. That was not something that they said, so maybe it shouldn't be in their block. Intent doesn't matter. That comes up as well when they ask him about Eric July. Okay, put down all the shit.
Or diversity, equity, and inclusion trainers. It does
Okay.
not generally focus very much on issues of socioeconomic class unless it is compounded factor in the oppression of people who are not straight white men. Now, I would I agree with all that, but the way that kind of the shortened way that I look at wokeness and define it is essentially it's the idea that the principles of liberalism and universal individual rights will not solve the problems of racism, sexism, transphobia in our society. And so we need to discard these liberal ideas and approach a more leftist approach to society. That's how I define wokeness.
So do away with individual freedom.
Well, individual rights, individual liberty,
right?
Things of that nature.
Is that? I mean, what? Do you have a definition of wokeness that you use?
No, because it's not a term I use.
Boom. Number one. Okay, here we go. First time when this happened, I was like, oh, okay, I'm fucking done. I'm out. Spills coffee, runs away. Like honestly, just relax. I'm gonna say that several times. We should have a counter for it. Literally, okay. Here is the definition. Boom. First, good faith thing. Oh, good faith. It's literally just normal. Here is a definition. What do you define it as? Sitch says without being a dick. Okay, Fandom Chaos. Their definition is, bro, I don't use it. It doesn't exist. It exists because I don't use it. That is the definition. That's the first point. Okay, I'll put an arrow afterwards for what they do later. Okay. Actually think we should put these in the same color. But I will reduce the transparency because that shit is just not gonna work with my head. Oh, the whole thing's transparency does that? Fuck off now. Fine. I'll just color you all this way. Okay, let's go. You're in your... Gordon, how could you be walking? Oh my god! I don't know how much they saw. I didn't even realize. Oh well, luckily nobody's watching. My god. As if, like, who does he think I'm talking to? Anyway.
I am literally just calling out things like bigotry when I see it.
Okay, so his point is over here, I would say. I don't use it because I don't use it. The way I use it is pointing. Okay, so what he's essentially saying is I point out pointing bigotry when I see it. Okay, that's 9 o'clock. Gosh, we're hardly into it. Gosh, I don't think I'm gonna get through even 15 minutes of this. Hey, Axel, stop it. Stop it. Especially with everybody taking a swap. Okay. Pointing at bigotry when I see it. So this implies over here. This connects then bigotry to wokeness. Like, okay, this font somehow doesn't have. Okay, bigotry when I see it. So that's it. He immediately puts it together. Okay, pointing out. So he's not saying wokeness is bigotry. It's pointing out wokeness is bigotry. I mean, pointing out sexism and whatever isn't wokeness. I don't call it that. So actually, it is pointing out bigotry. Wokeness is pointing out the bigotry. That is the initial definition. Let's see where it goes. I mean, it goes all over.
I don't see it as a wokeness thing because wokeness has become such a confused term.
Wokeness isn't actually a confused term. They concede this. Sitch and Adam. Like, yeah, it's a broad term. I wouldn't say it's a confused term. It's pretty easy to say whether something is woke or not. How woke it is, that's a discussion. But somebody pointing out that's woke, people are quite used to that as a term. So this is already not good faith. You're acting like you're saying, okay, to me, you're actually saying I don't like the term wokeness because you used it. That's what you're saying. Actually, it's literally just, oh no, he used wokeness. I don't like that word. I don't like words he uses. Like literally, that is the way this is going. Look, I would not use this as study notes if I was trying to do that. But anyway, this is as close as I can get to.
Even that
I can't
huge
spend time making everything look as good as I would want it to.
definition right there. You went over so much stuff. It's like, what are we even talking about anymore? Like, practically everything could be called woke under that.
Okay, everything could be called woke. Okay, let's go. Pointing out bigotry when I see it. Oh, actually, let's do another one. So we got another one over here. Need another one. Yeah, actually, you can come over here, dude. Oh, add text. That's nice. I didn't realize that. Give me back. I want to add text. Actually, no, what would we call that arrow? Sidestep. No, not sidestep. Jab, because it is just a jab. Oh, no, excuse. Oh, just don't put words for the sake of words. So basically what he says here is, give me space for words, as I believe. Thank you. So he said everything can be, it's a vague term. Everything can be woke. So also from that, my comment over there is you're making the case for definitions there. That makes the case for definitions, in my opinion. But okay, so great. That's how you feel about the term. You still need to define the term for the purposes of debate. Otherwise, what are we talking about? Why are we talking about it? So from the get-go, why are we even talking about this?
Definition.
So okay.
This we can specify a bit more. Can you give me an example of something you call woke?
Well, I was going to say that, like, I mean, even if you want to, I don't really.
I think this is Fandom. He's actually a little bit more good faith with this because he actually starts to engage with the idea. It takes him a while to deteriorate to the point of chaos.
I think that's because woke originally just meant a pretty specific thing in regards to the African American community. It's been around since like at least the early 20th century. It was in a blues song. And like Bob, I don't use the word. Like the only time I end up saying it is whenever there's other people that accusing me of being woke because I said, "Hey, that's racist" or something like that. And it gets thrown around to such a degree that it I don't think most people are using it in the way that you're talking. And even if like we're talking about in a movie or a TV show, what you just described, a lot of it was a belief system. And how are we going to determine that something in a movie has a belief system and isn't just, I don't know, treating individuals with respect?
Right.
And you talk about losing individual liberty and freedom, and it's like I feel like it's the opposite of that. I feel like you're by treating people with respect and not like labeling with a broad brush or whatever, that that actually gives more people liberty.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up an interesting point, which is
okay. So he's bringing up a point that he's actually saying lack of labels equals more liberty. That's something I would like to think about because the necessity for labels still occurs within humans. There is no such thing as not having a label. We need labels, and I think what Sitch starts saying here is, well, we that's what we use words for, basically. Eventually, it gets there.
Which is like, yeah, originally the term woke from the early 1900s, it was really a term in the black community that meant to be aware of the date.
Hi, Saab. Interesting. Yeah. Have you watched this debate? Do you watch PSA Sitch? Or, well, Sitch and Adam, because Sitch doesn't post to YouTube anymore, neither does Adam. They just stream for like 8 hours at a time. They do a full day's work of streaming on Sunday. And I miss it. I miss it all because I'm asleep when they're streaming. Hi, X. Okay.
Dangers of racism. Very often, to be like, oh, if you're it's the early 1900s and you're black and you're walking through like a neighborhood that.
Okay, so one of these things is now we get whoopsie. No. So Sitch goes on about work as originally defined. So they come in to this line of reasoning. I'm still trying to work out. I know that there are ways to signify reasoning in diagrams. I did a little bit of philosophy in varsity, but I haven't thought this out enough. Yes, I am South African. Are you? Is that what SAA is for? SA? Okay. So yeah, work as originally defined. So he starts working about that, saying, okay, cool. So that was they actually agreed on these things. They both brought it up. They both agreed. This is not a comment, so I'm going to change it to, look at that, it's an agreement, yay, happy. Actually, I should make it a heart shape. Can I change the shape? Come on, Canva. Let's change your shape, man. Oh no, Axel! I don't know what he's on about, my cat. Okay, stop it. You don't need to make a heart, but I do! There we go. It heard me. Sticker! I've added 2 stickers now, haven't I? Where you put my sticker, man? Okay. They actually don't, like, well done, guys. They agreed on that. I don't think they celebrate that, but whatever. I think they don't need to. Oh, cool. Where are you from? In SA. I'm currently in Dubai. This is where I live now. But, and I've been here for like a year. I'm from Joburg. The East! So don't mess with me. Kidding.
Was, you know, more of a white neighborhood. It's like stay woke, you know, be aware that, like, you know, some white person can come over and like try to hassle you or attack you or something. And then that kind of recently, I think, it's been kind of hijacked and evolved into this sort of anti-liberal ideology or this idea. But I guess maybe a better question to ask then is, so if you guys don't really have like a strong feeling what the term means, what do you think other people mean when they say woke? Because I
Great stuff. So what Sitch has now done, maybe there should be one track. There should be one track with the diagram. Are you from Durban? Oh, great. Are you okay? Like, I know there was flooding last year and stuff. I know it's it's a while ago, but still, that sort of shit can be devastating. So you could still be dealing with it. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the format of this going forward. Having one track of where we are in each situation. And then maybe what I do is later on structure it, or like maybe every 5 minutes see where things land. I don't know. But yeah, so what they do now. Okay, so what Sitch now does is he goes, cool. Great. He goes and puts, let's do this. So, okay, he branches them out. It actually should be, yeah, there, the arrows that way. Oh, great, that's great. So, how did you land? How did you hear about us? Was it where you just recommended or some shit? On Twitch. This is the first time I'm doing like this sort of thing. So it's quite interesting to have people around. Morning, hi. Sorry, that's my female voice for you, Morning. Happy Valentine's Day for yesterday. Did you get lucky? Okay, so Sitch over here, what he tries to do to get away around this vagary is like, okay, he brings in a hypothetical. No, not really a hypothetical, but kind of like, okay, what do others consider wokeness? So it's okay. We are going to take you out of it. You're okay. You're safe. You can now say, other people, what do they mean? That is absolutely fine. You are not going to you're not going to fall apart. Your argument's not going to fall apart if you concede that wokeness is a thing. You can concede that cancer exists without, first of all, having cancer, and also without dying from cancer. So relax. Oh, yeah, what's this morning? He's like, what the fuck is this? Because I'm usually just swearing at a game. So this is I'm doing okay, by the way. I'm hot and cold. It's so weird. I'm hot and now cold. Anyway, so yeah, wokeness. Yeah, it's an argument a debate thing, a mapping of debates, like a deep dive into debate. It's the first time I'm doing it, so I'm not too sure on the structure of what I would do. But the reason that I want to do this is, first of all, when I do watch these things, I have the urge to do this. I'm so woke. I'm woke, baby. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm here for women. Women are oppressed and nobody hears them, you know. And I'm here to give voice. I'm using my white privilege to give to my platform, my very large platform of 2 people. I'm using it for good. So I think I deserve all of the points. No, it's not all about women. What are you, Kathy Newman over here? So no, but it's my neck of the wokeness. It's my only oppression point. Okay, God, it's not the sun. Yeah, so it's my look. We need to find me in the, what do you call it? Not transform. The intersectional identity politics. Where am I? Oh, female. That's my point. I can get points. I can have an opinion because I'm a female. Well, actually, only in this, really, because of the way that they take this. Anyway, you're white, cisgendered. You're pretty high on the oppression. Yeah, I'm pretty high up. But I'm not woke. So one of the most privileged classes is the leftist white woman. And straight, yes. Damn it. And married legally and in heart, mind, heart, and soul. So, like, mind, body, soul, whatever. So I'm way traditional. So I've already lost. Sorry, but I don't want children. Doesn't that make me oppressed now? Because people want me to have children. I want to live a different life. I'm so oppressed because people want me to have babies. And I feel horrible when people say, why don't you have children and you only have cats? That's so sad. Your life's going to be empty. And you know what? I need to go on a crusade now to fight for my right to not have babies. I was like that when I was younger. I really was. I thought I was going to do my research. I did do research in psychology honors on, and actually it was kind of like this. It's kind of conversation analysis. And it was about not having children. Okay, so, actually, that having children is kind of shit, and we use comedy to get over it. It's not that it's horrible completely, it's just that the shit parts are acknowledged through comedy. So you want babies now? Better get to the work. Who said I want babies? Ew. God, there's a child that's on my floor. You might actually get to hear it. Please tell me if you hear the baby screaming at some point. They take this child out into the corridor when it's crying. Like, that's a good idea. Let's take it into... No, it's not doing it now. But let's take the child into the echoey chamber of the... Yeah, they take it into the corridor where it goes, yeah, screams and whatever. And everybody can hear it. And I'm sure that the child is also scared by the own echoing that comes back. It's a bit scary. And they don't go downstairs, take it for a walk in the park, which is literally next door to us, or, I don't know, rock it in its cradle. None of that. It is horrible. Anyway, the first time it happened, I thought, shit, there is a child that has been locked out of an apartment, or something's happened to the parent in that apartment. We need to go and help, Gordon. So we both go out there. No, it's just the nanny holding the baby, the toddler, and it's screaming, and this is her trying to pacify this child. I'm like, anyway. Okay, so where are we? Wokeness, right? So my joke, let's analyze my conversation. My conversation went to the oppression, Where am I oppressed? Blah blah blah. And that was Moni's definition really, was of, okay, finding where people are oppressed and putting labels on, like he did the cis white, cisgendered, straight, all of, he put all the labels, right? So pointing that out and also giving me less importance. Not that he's doing it for real, but the reason the joke made sense is because he did that. So this is how people are using woke. Shows how incredibly bad faith these two assholes are. Because they just don't, they take a long time to just accept that we have something called wokeness, and they can put their little caveat that says, I don't agree with calling it wokeness. I as a concept, I disagree with it, blah blah blah. But for the purposes of this debate, which is the whole reason we are sitting on our asses in front of you guys. Oh, you don't want to get cancelled. Oh no. Moni is Moni's not. No. Why would you get cancelled for that? Oh God, that's another reason I didn't do this initially, as when I first wanted to. This kind of content is, but then again, when you're this small, you can do that. Come on.
I guess, I have my definition of woke, but I think generally when everyone else uses it, they just mean like a general political correctness or an
Yes.
attitude of political correctness.
Okay. What Sitch says, that political correctness. And political correctness, the term has been around longer than, well, not longer. In pop culture, the younger generation, not the civil rights movement part, woke has been in this usage not as long as politically correct. Like PC was a thing. Saying PC was a thing before wokeness. In my sphere, I don't know if it's true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, it gets thrown around so much that I think it kind of destroys any point that somebody might have. Like, do I think that there are people on the internet who take, positions of being against racism or whatever, like, to an absurd degree? Yeah, but
Oh, nicely done, conceded. And that's not a point conceded. It's let's say agreement. So I'll put it as green, maybe. That's the format now, where things that we agree on, both of them will be green. Getting upset about people, about what was his thing? Oh God, I can't go back too far. Oh, he'll go back. Well, basically, he's upset about people talking oppression online, can go overboard. Yay, we agree. Isn't that great? Well done. I think that's two. That's two things they agreed on. What good lads. Hello, Nobor. How are you doing? Good to see you. Sorry that this is not the usual yelling. I'm swearing as much. I'm just not mashing buttons. I'm just making a stupid mind map. Okay.
but I'm also a white dude, so I don't know what it's like.
Boom! Sorry. I'm a white dude, so I don't know what it's like. Okay, so I actually think. Okay, let's go. Let's make another. Okay, I want to make this a squiggly line. Not you. You can be some sort of dotted line. And it's I'm a white dude. So what do I know? So that's some please don't hurt me. Audience. That's literally it. He really he has to put that in front when you're talking about these things. You have to put that in front of what you're saying so that you are safe ish. Okay, just we did the thing. I'm doing well, I think. Um, I'm I'm enjoying this, doing this, even though it's kind of shaky and weird. So I'm enjoying this. I've made myself stream tonight. Do you get like that? Did you get like that where you would not stream for a long time, and then when it came to starting up a stream, I would get nervous. So I'm actually even talking more than usual now because because I'm so nervous. Well, not nervous, but like anticipation and just not just this is weird now. It's not natural. What it was for me every week, this was part of my life for a while, and it was so easy. But once it gets started, I feel good. I don't know. There's a joke there for Noble. Okay, so what this is about is okay. I was watching this, catching up this stream of Sitch and Adam show. They basically they do a lot of political talks. They talk about economics, goes over my head, but they talk about philosophy. They talk about just life. They talk about media. They do all different kinds of things, and a lot of the time it's arguments, and it's great. It's not arguments in like conflicts or whatever, but it's really always reasoning out stuff. That's always what their show is about, and they sit for hours and hours and hours just talking. I mean, they don't always have to have a guest on. They could have some content that they're going over. Um, yeah, so they have actually some bigger guests on and everything. But this time, what they did is they got Organized Chaos and Actual Fandom, these other two YouTubers that are in the woke space of media critique. And they are sort of they're not specific to just media, but they have the more anti-woke view. So it's kind of what is wokeness? These are the questions that are in this debate. Is an owl a bird? Which was that immediately the opposition, they couldn't deal with that question because they were like, wait, it's a trap. I have to disagree. It's like, relax. Okay. And can you criticize what we're talking about now, which is the longest part, I think? Can you criticize something for being woke, some piece of media, without being called a xenophobe or this or, something like that? You're nervous about streaming. I'm missing some stuff. Yeah, sorry about that. It's okay. It's not important. It was just me being like fluffy. So yeah, but just explaining that, yeah. Um, they're just debating about this stuff, and I'm trying to just map where the argument goes and what people say because uh, I often, when I watch these things, I lose track. Um, well, it's not. I will know which reasoning has I agree with, but then I just feel like I just want to be able to go and look behind me and say this is what this person said, and okay, cool. How does that even visually? How does that work with the flow of this argument? So that's what deep diving into debates is for me. So let's go. So this is where we are. I think it was Fandom that was
But
talking.
generally, I cringe at a lot of shit that I see that I don't think it's as harmful or as much of a threat as some of the stuff coming from the right that I see.
Okay. Okay. Also, let me. So this is another thing. It's like look how much goes into informal debate. Okay, we weren't asked about this, but work anti-work isn't as harmful as some things. And I'm glad he says some things. Well done, guy. Also just like he has to have that little swing at the right. Don't worry, boy.
the far right, so to speak. And then, you know, I
Far
was
right.
always confused
Ooh, let's put in far right, sorry.
as to what people meant by woke until pretty recently when we covered this on stream, when DeSantis had to actually legally define it. And it really it just came off like it's just basically anything that's not on the party line of kind of the GOP. Anything.
Okay, so for Fandom, we go into... Actually, we go back. This is actually going back. This is going back a level. And it's saying, whoop, I'm walking it back. And I'm saying it's actually anything that isn't Republican.
You know, to the left of that is wokeness, and they're trying to ban that. So it just kind of seems like a catch-all buzzword to label everything that your, you know, political opponents believe under that. And
Okay, so buzzword, which is hilarious because we have the buzzword of far right. He literally just used the buzzword of far right. Did he not? Everybody who's a Republican is far right, no? Far right is a buzzword too. I know it's 2 words, fuck off.
and let's get rid of it. And that's what I see it used for typically online.
Okay, so that makes sense as well. He's like, this is what I see it used for. That's really well done. He actually said that's probably how he sees it used anyway. That is the view that they have. That somebody on that side of the aisle would have, is that actually, yeah, the same way we see far right and being called a Nazi and being called racist, they see being called woke as or based. They see being called woke as a buzzword that catches all, and it's just uh, it's how you dismiss people. And guess what? That is exactly how the right, the left dismisses the right. And who's to say the right doesn't do the same? But the people that I follow don't.
Well, it's interesting if you read the.
And when I say follow, I mean literally follow on the internet, not follow in step. Like ideologically, just literally follow their content, the stuff that they've said.
The actual Stop Woke Act bill that they passed in Florida, if you read the language of it.
Okay, so Sitch now goes over here and he's like, okay, I think it's stop Workville. Stop, which is actually he actually brought this up. So DeSantis, right? He spoke about DeSantis. Stop Workville. So it's like, wow, he had to define it, which is great. I like that, bringing that up. Stop Workville language. And Sitch actually, I think he even quotes some stuff.
It basically aligns with my definition of woke being advocating for anti-liberal principles. Because I don't know if you've ever read it. Like, there's like, I'm not going to read unless you really want me to, but there's 8 principles of things that can't be taught, and they're all just, you know, things that you would presumably agree with, like, you know, members of one race, color, sex, or national origin. You can't teach this, by the way. You can't teach that one member of a race, color, sex, or national origin are morally superior to another race, color, sex, or national.
Yeah,
When is it being taught they're superior?
Okay, boom. So there that's his. So now we're going off course. Adam is also sitting there quietly because the question was, can you criticize something for being woke without being called an ist? So here we are over here, spatially. That's what I like about mind maps and shit, even though it's not that, doesn't make that much sense. Okay, we're over here. You can't teach. So this is talking about language. It's great. Definitions. We're still on the definition part of this. So I suppose it's fine. And what else? God, these things should size differently. Anyway, stop workful language. Can't teach racism, which is racism, like literally can't teach one race is superior to another. So the first reaction to that is immediately, where does this happen? Where is this happening? Who is teaching it? Now, that is not what we're talking. It doesn't matter. Does it matter whether it's being taught or not? The discussion is, should you, what DeSantis wants is you should not be allowed to teach this. That's it. That's what you're supposed to be talking about. Whether it's happening or not, even if it's not happening, then we can still have this bill. Okay. Well, okay. We have this town that has absolutely no crime in it, but well, there's this thing about not killing people, that it's illegal. Makes sense. Look, I'm not great with analogies, but that was the first one that came to mind. So who's teaching it? So that's immediately, and I would change the shape even if I could. Let's go like this. Is there some sort of squiggly, stupid shape that I can use here? Brainlet. Just like, okay. This is what it is. Like, okay, guy. I'm actually much calmer than I was when I first watched this. Because I was taken, yeah. I was just out of it. Okay, who's teaching? Who's teaching it? And actually, so I think that I think it becomes garbled, and they someone makes that point, but it doesn't come to the fore. And I think what he was just starting to say is who's okay. Then they start to quibble on what superior is. So I'm actually going to get that ready.
Well, I don't know. I would hope not. That's the point. Right?
Yeah.
Boom. That's the point. I'm sorry I'm saying boom all the time. It's not like they're huge booms. It's just that's my word for I agree. Here. Hope not. Not. That's the point. Okay, so that wasn't just my comment, it was also Sitch's. And obviously when Adam disagrees with Sitch, he says so. So you can assume that they agree on this. Like they're just because they are the Sitch and Adam show, it does not mean they always agree. You should really check them out. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when is that even happening? Like you're addressing something that's not even really happening, except maybe in fringe cases.
Well, what's being taught is actually that whites are inferior.
Cool. So who's teaching it? And then he also says fringe cases. So he actually does say fringe cases. Cool. There are fringe cases, hopefully. Seems like there are fringe cases of incest. Doesn't make it something that you don't want to address, does it? Okay, over here, now Adam is going to start talking about what they do teach. White equals bad. That's basically it.
So they're these other people are.
Yeah, where's I mean, I would really.
Okay, so therefore inferior. That is the point that he's making here. So obviously Sitch is now just trying to make the wording less assertive. Just the word inferior. He knows that. I suppose he knows that they're just going to latch onto that. And again, this whole thing of this cloud just keeps coming up without the fringe cases, but that cloud comes up again.
Really need to see a
Yeah,
song.
I missed that class. Where
Ooh, I missed that class. I'm so hilarious.
And I'm
Where did
white.
that
If I
happen?
started hearing that, I'd get nervous. You know
Well,
what I mean?
the
Yeah.
concept of whiteness.
Did you hear it? You heard it?
White people are inherently racist, and in our society, racism is obviously
whoa.
evil.
Okay. Just want to write these points down as well because they're going to become relevant. I wonder what I would do if I hadn't watched this watched this already. There are some bits that I haven't watched, but I don't think I'll get to them. White equals bad and inferior. What they teach. White is bad and inferior. Implicit racism. Then he asserts racism is evil. Okay. Now there's going to be another cloud. Well, I wouldn't say it's a cloud. I'm going to change the shape. I'm just going to make this a BTW. This is BTW in my mind. We'll probably have to define these symbols at some point. And I say we, I mean just for myself. Okay, I'm actually quite surprised that I can remember where the argument goes.
Wait, the concept of whiteness is inherently racist? What is this?
No,
I've never heard this before.
concept of white.
Okay, bad faith as fuck. I think we need to also have a shape for that. What should a bad faith thing look like? Ugh, a pile of shit, really. I've never heard of that. Like, get the fuck out. You just lied. And again, they don't they don't lose it. I would have lost it already there. Get the fuck out. I've never heard that. Who is saying that? Like that is absolute bad faith. I don't know, can I just make it some weird font as well? I can hardly read that. There. No, that's too pretty. Glacial indifference. Nope. I wish they had that. Oh yeah, I like this font. Hey, what's up, Aaron? How are you doing? I'm moving my limbs because Stream Elements said so. Phew. um, I guess I'm being like I'm getting a bit opinionated. Well, I've always been opinionated. Let me move. Oh yeah, guys, have you you've obviously subscribed to Aaron's channel, Loud and Wireless, but you need to go to his new channel, which is it's pretty fun. I'm just gonna get it here and put it in the chat. And I say, guys, Morny, go and subscribe, you shit. I love the name Aeronomy. Where is it? Oh wait, I've actually got this. I've got the. I had the link. I just gave it to Carl. Do you have the link to your channel, Aaron? I've got so many freaking subscriptions. Hey, hang on. Yeah, I know. I know you're not regular. Hey, listen, it's been a week, and it's not your primary channel. We know this. It's a completely different. It's still Aaron, but it's a completely different subject matter. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, see the aeronomy. Yeah, you see it didn't come up yet, obviously, because it's just it's pretty funny because here it is. I think I'm allowed, but I mean, yeah, custom URL. Well, I mean neither, but then again, yeah, I guess you're starting all over again, so it must be so weird. And because it's not like, okay, we're going from wireless here, and then we're gonna do wired over here, and that's the channel. It's like different. It's completely different. I really like it. I really like it. I want to see more of it. And part of that is it's things like this basically. And also, you got spicy there. I was waiting for I haven't read any more comments, but yeah, you're gonna piss people off, man. It'll be great. Um. So yeah, what I'm doing here is mapping out a debate about wokeness. So if you're interested in wokeness versus anti-wokeness and traditional values versus not so traditional, go and have a look at their aeronomy. It does drive engagement. So I mean, this channel here is about, but although a lot of the comments are just in support of the channel, so but the point is the the chat, arguing with people, that sort of thing, telling people you disagree. That's part of that is the internet. I mean, that's what YouTube comment section was. Reddit for a while, but was Twitter. Let's say it was Twitter. It had Twitter vibes, but now Twitter is where everybody went to go and get dirty.
Whiteness means that white people are inherently racist. So
Oh
basically,
yes, I made this font over here as I'd never heard that. Who is saying that? Because it's written in that way because that's exactly how he said it. It's kind of like it's like you expect us to believe. You're really expecting us to believe that this is new to you. This is news. Fucking absolute bullshit. Bad faith.
creates a stereotype of white people that they are racist. And I hope you agree that in our society, being labeled a racist is a terrible thing.
So yeah, he's saying racism is evil, therefore duh. I mean, this is not news.
It is. I mean, it can be a terrible thing, sure, but I think, did you say the word evil a minute ago?
Boom. So now, stop saying boom, Chinsia, fuck's sake. Okay, so, oh yeah, it's a filter. I thought at one stage, I thought he actually got like the shades. But it is a filter, and I was so dumb because he turned a certain way today, and I realized it. I was like, okay, fine, definitively, it's a filter. It's the best filter. It's really good. It really is great. It's obviously because he's wearing glasses, so it just covers. It goes on his glasses. And don't say no. Yeah, it's amazing. You must see. Okay, later on. I don't think I'll get there, but we'll see how far I get. Um, there is a corn filter he uses where he becomes just a mouth and eyes because he gets bored. He gets bored with the argument because it's just such bad faith arguments that he's just like, I'll just fuck around with chat and Sitch can deal with it. Sitch is the just the silhouette on this side. So what does I think it's Fandom says evil. Who said evil? Oh my god. So now what he's done is he's conflated the act of, he's going to conflate the act of doing a racism, meaning the person is evil, which is actually, that is, he's actually, no, what he's going to do is actually, wait, no, let's put a straw man. I want a straw man sticker. No. Well, let's just go scarecrow. Okay, let's just that is this is our nice scarecrow, because we're gonna have a nice a nice stream, yeah, doing a racism, yeah. So he does a Eva, are you saying that I'm evil because I grew up? He conflates doing racist acts with being, he's accusing Adam of doing this. So actually, I don't know how I'm gonna so you're saying people are are incapable of well, yeah, that's the, are beyond, yeah, beyond redemption. If they've ever been racist. He's gonna say that. That's his nice straw man. Can't we group these elements, you fuck? Thank you. Okay.
That's something that I've addressed.
I didn't. No, I didn't say evil. I said.
Okay, I misunderstood then. But I mean, I have talked to
race.
someone before.
I said racism is evil. Yes. Do we
Right.
disagree on that?
Okay. Here is debate brain. It's like, do we disagree on that? No, you agree. Racism is bad. Well done. Let's get a green block for them. Well done, everybody. Racism is bad. Like, really? Well done. Good boys.
Yeah, I disagree that racism is evil.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this actually, because this is in order, just in order to, just let me fucking write in here. God damn it. Really? I have to ungroup to write in here. Get a life. Canva, I love you, but that's dumb. I just want to disagree with you because he's just going to say racism isn't. Up is down. Good is evil. What good is evil? Evil is good. Racism isn't evil. We're literally, actually, whoa, sorry. We're gonna have to like crack this down. Never mind. That doesn't make sense. I'll make this transparent because it's a shadow of its former self. Remember when we both agreed that racism was bad?
You know, and I've talked about this before. Like,
Okay.
bigotry, racism, all these things are just collection of biases. For example, I grew up in the Deep South, in a very again racist culture.
Okay. Let's get a definition going on here. So he's going to define racism for us. Is okay, and I mean that makes sense to me. But he's going to use this just so that he can go debate brain on Adam. It's just relax, guys. Just fucking agree. Like, you can agree. A debate does not mean that you must now not speak not agree on anything. If you're not going to agree on the moving parts in this machine, it's not going to work.
Culture. where like the N-word's thrown around in my household pretty, regularly and stuff. I had some pretty cringe views, and it's definitely said racist shit in the past. If racism was evil,
Oh, he's doing the repentance, which is great. Good boy.
then I would just be forever evil, and there's nothing I can do about it. But no, it's a collection.
Cool. Is a collection of biases, and basically what he's going to say, learned biases. Escapable, right? Right. So you're okay. You're not escapable. Let's just say can be changed. Redemption. They will be cleansed in the waters of woke.
Of biases that once you become aware of them, and you go, oh shit, I didn't have the frame of reference or context to understand things from this point of view. I can work on that, and it
Be
really
better.
is just a matter of self-improvement. That's all it is.
I think people can be racist and then get past it and then not be racist. I said racism itself is evil.
Oh, I absolutely.
There we go. So yay, we can get to the oh my god, I said copy just the green block, you moron. So here we can go and just be happy that racism is bad, okay? So we did a little detour for absolutely nothing. But it's just debate brain. Maybe we need something else for debate brain. What would a debate brain be? It's just it is the extreme of how humans work, where we will gravitate towards things that we are familiar with and things that we are comfortable with, things that we agree with. But when the thing that you are only defining someone as is literally just the physical look of themselves, and you're reducing somebody to that characteristic, it's first of all, it is stupid. So even if you were not going to put a morality on it, it's fucking stupid.
Hi, Kyle.
How's the debate with yourself? It's going great. It's always going great. I've always got a lot to say. Born out of survival. Yes, us versus them. Exactly. It's that is how it happens. The tribe, and I mean, when people, can you imagine? Actually, we watched. Don't know what. I think we were watching some historical show or whatever, or historic set piece, or what are you calling setting? Anyway, something set in historical place, and it was like these people. It was the first time they were seeing white people, and like imagine that. That is literally, you would feel like if you have not seen something like this before, you are seeing an alien. You are seeing a humanoid alien. So like I could not grasp how strange that would be, because why? Oh well, because I'm now in the future where it doesn't matter. It's you've seen all of the kinds of people, and if you did see someone that was strange looking, that you've never seen a person like that before, you would still know that's a human. I'm cool. Thank God. But yay, we got to racism is bad, okay? But I need a debate brain symbol. So what would a debate brain symbol be? It's hard-headed, so maybe a rock. Just a rock. A brick wall. There we go. It's like talking to a brick wall. There we go. Some things have to unlearn as a species. It's like unlearning millions of. Exactly. You know what the thing is? Unlearning the part of literally of the reasoning of, oh, that person must have this and this and this characteristic because of this one characteristic they have. It's the only thing that needs to be unlearned is not understanding, or yeah, not the sort of the maybe the fear of not belonging, but there's the actual racism of thought, the thought racism. That's not that's hard. That is something you have to unlearn. But I think a lot of people don't have it in any case. The way that it is, you would swear that absolutely everybody is having these horrible racist thoughts. And guess what? If you don't have racist thoughts, you're still racist. That's part of one of the things that we're going to get to. Okay. And I think we've gone further than we have gone further as a species. Because imagine, we've gone beyond the, oh my god, that thing doesn't look like me, therefore actually just think about it. Take a look. Go look back and see how far we've come. It's incredible. Doesn't mean we don't have nowhere to go, but and also guess what? There's still people back there. There's still people that are thinking that way and are stupid that way, and they're gonna die out. Okay, so we finally got racism was bad. Okay, okay. And also whether it's racism or not, because of the way that we work, the way our brains literally work is collections of ideas and patterns. There's always going to be an in group and an out group. So there is the in group of people that play Monster Hunter, and the out group that people don't play Monster Hunter. That's the thing. We could now identify and all go together and be like, we've played Monster Hunter, everybody else is shit. That is exactly, humans will always have different groups that they belong to, but one of the things that actually, another debate I wanted to do was assimilation. It was actually their Sunday stream was about assimilation, which is like, is it good or bad to take on characteristics of a culture when you are in a new culture, in a new country when you immigrate?
Acting on it depends on if we're talking about like if I held a bunch of views on race being racist, which I did, and I never acted on them, then I mean it was just me having some shitty thoughts in my head. But if I were to act on them, or if somebody were to explain to me, hey, this is actually these types of things are harmful just to people that you don't understand their lived experience, then I continued to do it. And even more so if I just like arrogantly remained ignorant and just defiant against that information, yeah, it'd be kind of shitty of me. And
we have a term.
Evil is a word that throws this whole thing out of whack and puts some kind of metaphysical judgment on it that's not quantifiable. And we should just
you just mean, Adam, when you say evil, you just mean it's an immoral action.
Yeah, it's something that you shouldn't
do. Relax. We don't need to conflate things. Okay? That is not what he was talking about. Don't try and say, oh, you're going metaphysical. No. But I get it. He's just making sure we're not doing that.
It's wrong.
Right.
So, let's get back to the question.
Also, wanting a 2D waifu is not evil. That's what Zombie Squab said in the chat there.
And we can differ on the definition of woke. Obviously, we wanted to give you the definition that we are using, and I understand that other people use the word differently. But I think just, for the purposes of a debate, it's important to know how we're using it, and how other people use it is not necessarily important. Go ahead.
Maybe a way to ask the question would be, because there's a lot of YouTube content where people complain about movies and TV shows being woke, obviously, and is like levying that criticism as something being woke. Does that automatically make the criticism, racist or sexist or transphobic criticism?
Okay, so there we go back to the definition. So we go all the way there. Woke as originally defined. So actually, this was from the structure where I was structuring the whole thing differently. I was doing a left-right sort of comparison, but actually this is the flow of the conversation. So I'm just gonna, this is just the key. So basically their start was, no, fuck off. Over here. Okay, so literally, actually, this is where we started. The definition of work. Actually, I'll do a block here. Definition. Okay, we started with that, and they went like this. It's actually the other way around. Oh, no, well, we're getting there. We get back to the oppressor versus oppressed all the time. Don't worry. Yeah, everyone is either oppressed or oppressor. That is how Sitch and Adam defined it. Okay, and then the way that they did is actually no. I'm pointing out bigotry when I see it. Actually, the first response was this. Doesn't exist because I don't use it, and which was debate brain, and then pointing out. So then he's like, no, wait. Actually, I'm just pointing out bigotry when I see it, and that is my definition of work. So when somebody says that I'm woke, it's just because what are people talking about? Is it somebody telling me to shut up? No. Okay, good. Where are we? Woke? Yeah, because I don't use it. Value of the term might just be woke. Nobody. What do you guys do? Like labels, more liberty. Oh, woke is originally defined. They actually agreed on that. Anyway, then we went all the way up here. I don't know. What do other consider? Okay, so we're gonna go back here. I think we actually go all the way back here. I'll make another block and start it over here, and we go straight back. Definition of woke. And it is Sitch and Adam saying well, Adam was basically saying even if you don't agree on a definition in general, or IRL, whatever, in this debate we need one. Which is duh. Oh no, we'll get there. Oh, that's.
Or can that criticism be levied in a way that's actually legitimate?
Okay, so we're going back to the question, right? So there Sitch is like, can you levy this? Can you suggest woke as a criticism without being called bigot? Yes, it is a great spider web because that's how these conversations, how crazy they are. How they take a turn, and I do want to visualize it. So I actually want to put the debate brain wall. So we've got a brick wall for debate brain. Doesn't exist because I don't use it, which is the debate brain. Also, I'll put debate brain here because literally in the beginning, the first question was, is an owl a bird? And there was like 20 seconds of silence because they did not know how to answer that because they were like, it's a fucking trap. I can't. Okay. Definition of work. Can you, even if you don't agree? Cool. So we're getting back on track. Let's maybe put, I don't know. Wait. I'm trying to think of which way this has got to go. Why do I feel like we're going this way? It should go down. It's just, no, either way. As long as they're all connected the way they need to be. We'll take this as like a node. Just from in time. It's not that actually, anything was saying. We just put a full stop basically. dot dot dot, not v, dot dot dot, and that will be a gray sort of thing because it's just like, okay, cool. Let us stop. There's no following on from that. Like there's no reasoning that follows between these two. I think this is all based on my memory of this thing, so I'm not too sure. So I will take the end of the arrow and just make it like this. Okay.
You like, let's say you're criticizing She-Hulk, and you don't use the word woke, but
Okay. So this is back to the question. And it's like, okay, let's use an example. She-Hulk critique. Okay, and let's just zoom in because I don't want to look at the other stuff anymore. She-Hulk critique example, right? Without the word woke. This is gonna get out of hand. I don't think I'm gonna diagram this.
obviously you're criticizing it in a way that is how do you criticize that without being charged of being anti-woke?
Well, all you have to do is criticize, maybe, story points you dislike.
Boom. Okay, wait. Stop, Chinsia, with your fucking boom. Fuck. Okay, so one of the things that Fandom, I think, is saying is no, it's not Fandom, it's Chaos. He's saying that thanks, Aaron. So he's like story points you don't like. Because now Adam has said, okay, how do I do this without it? How? He's asking for example. Okay.
Yeah, writing. There's all like it's standard film critique stuff.
Okay.
Like, you
Writing. Okay, so this is all fine. And it's also a point we agree on. But because it's bad faith, it is sort of agreed on, but he then shits on it because it has to be the way that he thinks. It has to be within his frame of reference. So story points you don't like, but you have to like the points of the story that you don't like have to fit with my agenda. So that it is agreed upon, but it's not. It's bad faith. I'm not personally familiar with it, but it's apparently extremely dismissing, yeah, of the original material comics, the comics, which is apparently a big point of the show being bad. Yeah, you know what, like that is part of that is a valid critique. It has nothing, it's not brought to the show to hurt it. It is just, isn't that just a valid critique? So what they're asking there, yeah, not there were lots of people that were not happy, and they got, yes, there were people that got stupidly angry, like relaxed, but then again, I got stupidly angry with Wheel of Time. Like, don't touch me on my Wheel of Time. I've got tattoos for Wheel of Time, so don't be fucking with Wheel of Time. I will get angry. Fandom is like that. This is the internet. When you're on the internet being a fan, you're a fanatic. That's what fan is. So you're going to get angry when somebody touches you on your Wheel of Time. Gordon's wearing pants. Yay! So, okay, so yeah, like you're saying there, that is a normal point. So that example that you said there, is it was dismissive of the original material. That is a writing and a story point. That's an example. That's fine. But people who did that were labeled sexist, I think racist, because I think the actress is somewhat not white. I don't know. But it was sexist. Oh yes, because the writers were also female, and that was so it was all sexism. Sexismus, which is another thing we actually need to. You need to subscribe to Romanian TV. If you don't watch V, I don't know what's wrong with you. Okay.
You can criticize She-Hulk all you want, but like if you're throwing just words out like woke, it doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme.
Okay, so we've got here another fuzzy cloud. And it is criticizing with the word woke. With the word woke. Doesn't really mean anything. Like you see that these are the little points that yeah, people let them go, but it's like in the conversation that is something that will just harm you in terms of just being heard. Like you're being stupid. Okay, relax. Like you don't go there. That's dumb. You're saying it doesn't mean anything when if it didn't mean anything, we wouldn't be having this conversation, love. That darn philosopher. You know what? I could if I divide. I don't have that much of a channel on YouTube, so I can make 2 YouTubes. That darn philosopher. That darn philosophy. I don't know.
Scheme of things. Like
Well, he said without using the word woke, though. So I mean, I think what you're saying is
yeah,
like if
yeah,
you're just saying that if the show, like I don't like this stylization of She-Hulk compared to the old one or whatever.
Okay, so now we are going to get. There you go. He's just giving you examples of criticisms that are valid. Stylize. Versus old She-Hulk. So the way that what they're actually essentially saying here, get a comment block, is these are the to criticize the show. You need to use you can say this. Actually, it's supposed to be this. To criticize the show. Actually, no, I was supposed to put the block there. Stylization, okay, redo. That note of please don't hurt me, audience. Aaron was the guy had to lay down that he is white, so he cannot understand. He put that down. So these are allowed. The rest equals ism. Ismphobe. Yeah, he really did go that way. Okay, so stylizer ismphobe, okay?
I mean, yeah, it's valid to criticize basically anything, I guess, if it's
Nicely
substantiated
done.
and
Beautiful guy. I really like that. So his also it's another bad faith. So it's a little not bad faith. It's a red herring. It's kind of like, oh look, we agree on this thing. So it's like, oh so I'll put that as like a side note. But then I need an example shape. But anyway, he's now said any criticism is valid with substantiation. Now, One of the biggest problems this guy has is with EFAP. And EFAP stands for every frame a pause. That means that they go through the content, not exactly a frame at a time, but they pause exactly like this. It's not just a reaction show, whatever. They watch the thing and they break down its themes. They look at, okay, like one of the best things for EFAP was watching the Rings of Power. They are the ones that found the this stupid part of a fight scene where this chick is just hitting the ground. Like, it's stop it. I didn't do that with my hands. Anyway, so yeah, they find things like that, and they will argue points about the themes of the thing. They will have people on to discuss the validity of those things. So they use points that are in the actual content that they are looking at, timestamps, all of that, and that's their criticism. But he is not a fan of that. He thinks it's harassment.
And you're able to talk about it with, but at the same time, like, there's a lot of people that are going to throw woke around as like a defense for stuff.
Okay, so that's fine. So his line, let's be good faith, yeah. His line is, don't throw woke around. Look, I'll put this as full agree because it's full agree. It's a central topic that it's agreed upon. And then I'm just going to put another thought cloud over here of just, oh, actually it's their argument, so I'm just going to put the block. Throwing woke around is not good. Using the word woke is not good, basically. Using woke as substantiation isn't right. Okay, give me my substation. Okay, changing to you. I wonder if I'll get to the end of one of these. Jesus. I think we're only going to get on to finish a bit of question 1.
Even though they, it's the internet. There's an example of dumb people saying dumb shit on all sides. And so, like, if you're just expecting to never hear woke thrown at you, then as being bigoted for whatever, then,
Oh, I didn't notice that. When I first listened to this. He said using woke for substantiation is wrong. Okay, cool. But one of the other things he was saying is this is the internet, and you can't expect not to be called. And literally in that sentence, he Freudian slipped and actually said, you can't expect not to be called woke. That was in his mind. He was thinking that. That's pretty funny. Okay.
I don't know, man. Don't do it, because I've gotten some shit thrown at me, some bizarre shit that has nothing to do with anything I've said or done. From the right, and it just kind of had to grin and bear it, man.
There we go.
Well, go
Grin
ahead.
and bear
I
it.
was gonna say, so like, when someone says like a show is what, like, obviously something like She-Hulk, you can point out a lot of story beats, structural things about the story that you don't like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But usually when someone says something is woke, the implication is that
Yeah, we did have a definition of woke somewhere. Oh, I love that, Morny. Good question. So, basically, in the beginning of this, it was everyone is either oppressed or oppressor, which is, it boils down to it. What Sitch is talking about is like, so there is the society we live in is essentially made up of power structures that are, you can't get out of them. They are inevitable, and you can't You can't even unlearn them. You have to kind of just point them out and break them down all the time. You actually need to become a bit authoritarian. You can't actually give people the freedom of being themselves, because then those systems continue. Those oppression Olympics continue. Not Olympics. The oppression of marginalized people continues if you leave people to be people. Liberty, you have to take liberty away. You need to take libertarian views, individualism. You have to take that away, because otherwise we are just always going to be racist and whatever. And it then, not that they said this, but it then boils down to Marxism, which is just like, okay, let's destroy society, and then we'll build it again, and it'll be fine. Because the first time I heard it was a while ago, it used to mean being aware of the societal issue. Yeah, that's what it is. Woke, being awake. Not get woke was like, when I was a teenager, it was a long time ago, when I heard first woke, and I was woke. It was like, yeah, I understand what I remember going, oh, that's clever the way they've said woke, and they haven't said awake, because woke is more African American English vernacular, vernacular English, AAV. So that's that is a great way to name your movement. That's cool. And that is being aware. It's cool. Being aware was fine. But now it is not only be aware, it is point out and be only ever interact with these things. It's actually bringing people down, and you see in the chats when someone said intersectionality, it's literally bringing people down to all of those labels and not looking at them like individuals, which is what this definition of woke has become. It's actually spiraled from when we first heard it. Yeah, it does. It's where's a few? Oppressed and oppressed is straight out of communist. Exactly. Hey! Wait, where is what's up, Tobes?
Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang. Tobes has come in and supported the the Second Amendment.
お前はもう死んでいる
That's Aaron. Just so you know, real bada bing is omaiwa. He's our voiceover. Okay, so that was our definition of woke. So that's what I like about the diagram, is we can go back to where things like that. But yeah, I like that. That is what woke was. I agree. It's what woke was for me when I first heard it. But they even went even further. If we go here, woke as originally defined was like the 50s, 60s, and it was in jazz, and it was like against what was kind of like be aware of the black man or whatever, and it was like being it was already being subversive. It was like pushing against the idea of stop seeing a black guy in your neighborhood and thinking something's wrong, something like that. But I mean, I don't know. That is just very highly reworded. Go and watch the video of Sitch and I think it is Fandom. Actually agree on that origin. But the first time I ever heard it, that was the definition, like you said. Being aware, that's all it was supposed to be. But then it all became about that. Okay, I know this cloud is just hideous. Okay, let's go.
The story or the movie is embedding some kind of political message in it that
Oh yeah, sorry, Tobes. This is quite, excuse me, disorienting, I'm sure. We're mind mapping a debate. It started off with 3 questions. We are on question 1. Question 2. The first question was, are owls birds? And the second one is, can you criticize a piece of media for being woke without being called a bigot? Actually, this is where we get the answer of the question. We've literally just gotten to it. Nobody actually says we do. We have. But this is the answer. No, there's no way of that's it. That is it. There's no way. The answer boom. That is it. I don't think anyone talks about it or says that. Could be wrong. The answer is no. We're done. The answer is no. Next question. But we continue.
The person making the video finds distasteful or doesn't agree with.
So they just
What?
it's just okay.
That's an interesting thing, though. Like, well, here's a question I have for you. What is then the political message behind She-Hulk?
So
Okay. Let us go back to She-Hulk. Example block. Yes. Are you playing Monster Hunter Rise? I played it a little bit. I'm loving it. And you know what? Actually, Charge Blade controls are exactly the same. So I'm very happy. And also, I get a cat and a dog. Whee! Oh, we must play together. But now, because our people have PCs now, there is the game. Have you heard of the game Wild Hearts? It's basically a Monster Hunter ripoff, I suppose, but it's better than the other one. They changed Switch Axe. Switch Axe is so much fun. I suppose you could sort of change things around. I don't know. But yeah, and I'm not used to the grappling hook yet. That will be the next stream, I think. I will probably just record the rest of the debate mind map by myself, just for my own health to get over this. I think they'll hopefully, Nerdrotic will talk about it. I hope he's gonna listen to the whole thing.
I think when people were saying She-Hulk was woke, it was the sense that it seemed to be have like a anti-male ideas within the show.
Okay, so oh yeah, he asked about what is the political message behind She-Hulk? Okay, so this is going to become bad faith because he's going to pretend that there is no political message there. And just I know that I've been iffy with the colors, but just look at how much blue there is, or turquoise, and there's not that much, or it's not all over the place with the pink, because they're just gonna come in there and just say a thing, and then just wait, and you can check. Adam says like hardly anything, but then when he does, bitch, you better be quiet.
But would you consider that a valid criticism? Because there's plenty of positive male role models in that show.
Okay, lol. Where? Okay, there's one. The dad is kind of he's cute. I didn't watch. I only watched the show through reviews. So but I do know basically every bit of the story. It's been in snapshots, and the dad is cute. He like wants to protect his daughter, even though she's She-Hulk. Like, it's cute, but that's about it. And he's still a bit of a cuck. So I haven't watched Blackish. What is the So I was going to say, the criticism that it's too feminist. It's anti-man. Is wrong, because there are plenty of plenty good male role models in the show. Okay, so now we're gonna go on to a lot of She-Hulk. It's just gonna be She-Hulk all over. This will be the She-Hulk area of the chart. What, role model? Oh, you love that show. Oh, okay.
Like who?
Like Daredevil, like Hulk, like
Okay, so he's saying Daredevil. Okay, okay, I don't think we go into this because it's not worth going into. Because again, also this is also another, it's just like, hey, let's go and talk over here. Just dodge. Let's dodge, bitches. Woo! Some dodging. Like, we're gonna go and just harp on about this one example as if, yes, exactly, Morny, they are gonna get upset about the MCU.
like a Pug, her coworker. There's plenty.
Yes, this Pug is not a good. Holy shit, bitch. No. Pug is a good one. He's a lapdog. He's literally, oh my god, he's horrible. But okay, if that's your male role model, good luck. You're raising cucks.
I think Daredevil's the only one I can agree with you. Hulk.
No.
So
Are
it's
the
like a
other
lot of
ones
people like
portrayed
maybe.
natively?
Hulk is just hardly there, especially if you're going to take it in context. Have you seen breakdown of dead male characters to new? I have. I've seen that. It's like, okay, cool. Now we got Ironheart, and then we've got the Black Panther, and we've got it's all MCU. It literally is, and they are going to get onto the argument of that is a sexist characterization rather than an objection to such a radical change and a shallow change. That is it. That is all it is. And yes, we call it woke because that is what wokeness is. Wokeness is not just putting in different stories and female perspectives and all this bullshit. It's shoehorning that shit in and making absolutely horrible. Ow, I've hurt myself. Absolutely horrible media. It's
Well, I was
bad.
gonna say, like in the first episode, which I think is what turned a lot of people off. They have the whole scene where
Okay.
Bruce Banner, who's had to deal with this being the Hulk for 10 years so far in this show, and has to deal with all his anger issues and all this stuff. He's trying to teach her how to basically be Hulk, and she is basically given the ability to control it right off the bat. And the excuse the show gives for that ability is the fact that by nature of being a woman and having to live in a sexist society, she's been able to control her anger where a man doesn't have to control his anger.
Yeah, and so the thing about that in particular is seen is because this is a common thing that I've heard about that, and like when it happened, I was watching
The male character today. What do you mean, like? Yeah, no, well, Daredevil's probably gonna. There are some that they haven't changed yet, haven't gender swapped yet, or the males are also just all castrated basically. Um, and you do see that trend of just stupid men. They make men stupid and women competent, and that is how it's the pendulum swinging all the way back, and it just makes it shit. So basically, that's what people got upset about, where it was woman. She has what is her name? Jen has control because she has experienced womanhood. Okay, which is like, that's what people got pissed off with. And she literally said, infinitely more than you. And that's what and, which we'll come to. Maybe I'll map it, maybe I won't. But what we'll come to is them saying, just fucking press play.
and then I saw people getting upset about it, like, she can just automatically control her anger better, and I'm like, do you guys not realize that at some point in this season she's going to, this is going to be proven as hubris?
Okay. that was an argument that was made and thwarted by like Mauler and all of them. They're like, is this an arc? Is this an arc for her? Let's check this out. That is part of EFAP, right? You're gonna think about the arc of the character. It's her arc. It's hubris. And then the next thing will be, yeah, exactly. She's all better, faster, stronger. And then one of the arguments is like, no, I'm just gonna do it. Okay, it's hubris. She throws, Hulk throws the rock further than her. The rock further in the end. Like that is the argument. and that is, wow. Where is the arc? When does she face the consequences of being this sort of brat that now what's the name? Chaos is going to start talking about. He's saying, "Oh, she was totally going to be a brat." Nobody saw this headcanon that this man is making up.
Her being
which
that
is exactly what
overconfident about it.
happened.
Which is exactly what like the next to last episode, she fucking hulked out and went nuts, and it's like which is bizarre to me because like Tony Stark is allowed to be.
Okay. All this time, these fandoms complain about man being toxic, not showing, and now they say women are stronger because they control. Oh, that is so true. That is so true. Isn't that toxic? Ooh. Isn't that toxic? Toxic. Showing emotion is toxic. It is a female thing. Is showing emotion. Men should show emotion. What am I, now they say women are stronger? Okay, so there we go. True. That's one of the things that these guys do. Okay. It's her arc. What is this? Oh yes. What is he just saying? That she faces consequences. Wait. Oh, hold on. Her consequences. Actually, let's just put it in the same block because it's all bullshit. She faces consequences. Such bullshit.
To be overconfident and arrogant, and then have his arrogance bite him in his ass, and that's like just a character.
Oh yes, sorry, that's why I wanted a new block. Tony Stark. Tony can be arrogant and have an arc of being humbled. Why can't Jen? Okay, and then it's like, well, she doesn't.
Trait, I suppose, but when it comes to her, it's nope, not allowed. And another thing on
Tony Stark is
thing.
His arrogance though is he's not saying like all men can do this kind of thing. He's saying I am.
Okay, so Adam. Let's map Adam. Tony is an individual. Tony's hubris is about him. His message is about him not making political statements. Jen is making claims about all women. He doesn't say, because I am a man, I shall now be an asshole. Because I am a man, I shall now be a playboy. He does not do that.
I am great at doing this type of thing.
Well,
She-Hulk is literally saying like all women have to control their anger in this way. So it's
Okay.
a much more
Well, I mean,
political message.
But the
how
show,
is that political though?
the
It's not
point of the show
political.
was that she was wrong in that moment. She didn't have all under control, and she needed to listen to Bruce a bit more. That was the point of that.
Okay, there's just the bad faith of it all. What was bad faith? What would a bad faith in? Maybe the eyes? No, let's just go emoji. And I want to see it. I think I've got an idea of what I want. There. No, not the closed eyes, not the actual movement. I want just this. There we go. It's just like, are you for real? Are you for real? Like, shut up.
That moment.
And I also just reject the idea that a woman's perspective is political.
Well, no, it wouldn't be.
Oh, I reject the idea that a woman's perspective is political. Oh, here we go. Here comes the virtue. As V would say, the beacons are lit. The virtue is signaling. Here is I disagree. That what would woman's perspective? I'm sorry. I'm in the caps now. Is not political. And that is a I'm gonna put a star for virtue signal. I'm sorry, I just want pictures now. Wow, give me points. What do you want, a cookie?
Because she's a woman, the perspective is political. It'd be by making it based on like all women have X quality and all men have X quality. That would be.
Well, I mean, I don't think it was making such a declarative statement in that way.
Well, I mean, she framed it that way in that scene.
She did.
But it's interesting that you said that you think that the audience is supposed to take that as her being egotistical or having hubris, because
that's exactly how it was supposed to be taken.
It's exactly how.
See, but I would.
I'm sorry, I just can't. I know my voice isn't the best.
For her character, I don't agree that was the intention of the scene. Because
then why did it show? So it was.
I don't have cookies. I'm sorry. I only have bread. What was this? The scene plays out. It's because it's so exotic. Plays out as political. Asserts about all women. Therefore, political. It's just a literal rehash. When perspectives become a force for change, bad or good, hell yeah, it's political. Oh, I like that. I like that. So yeah, all the stuff that is above, that is not mentioned, we put in our comment things. So I'm gonna see if I can copy paste. Usually I can't copy paste from here. There we go. Okay.
Was just written and they forgot they wrote that scene, so that whenever later on she did Hulk out and go nuts in public.
Well, when you say Hulk out, so let's compare. You're talking about in episode was it 9?
Okay, so hulking out in public was the consequences. Hulking out in public is the consequences. So okay. So you could look how much this conversation has gone through. Because we had to do all of this dodging and questioning and disagreeing for absolutely no reason other than to disagree, instead of saying, just cutting off some of these things. Uh, Now we're going into the example, and the example does go on for a while, and yes, it does illustrate the points, but man, uh, it's fascinating how this is where I get lost. I'm like, wait a second, what's the question again? Like, that's why I like making these things. Okay.
Where she like punches the TV
8, I
screen. That's
believe.
what you're talking about,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
scared everybody
So-
out of the
Oh,
theater.
Right.
yeah.
So I think there's a substantial difference between like, she gets angry because someone's gonna, post a revenge porn video of her, and she punches the TV screen and kind of loses control for a couple, seconds or a minute, and you compare that to like the Hulk, who before
Yes, I remember that. The fucking Hulk. I'm just gonna say that. Compared to the fucking Hulk. The Hulk? Who just fucking kills everybody. He's.
he was, merged with Bruce Banner, he was just like literally couldn't really even talk or barely talk, would attack friend and foe, was completely blinded by rage, and was just like this rage monster. To me, I mean, these are two completely different things.
Well, they
Yeah.
are,
So-
but for other reasons. Because for one thing, she didn't have nearly the gamma dose that he did.
Oh, the cope. Okay. Gamma dosage, so not as monster. Okay, sorry. I don't want to do that. Let's not do that. I'm just not I don't need to. That big green old Hulk. That is some cope. That is some real cope. I'm gonna put that here. I know it's cope. We could probably have a cope monster, but this is the bad faith. Wait, the bad faith is that meme that kind of like. That's what I want. The one that's like, really, bro science. Oh my god, that's an interesting one as well. We can do some manosphere stuff, and so we can get some male perspective on the manosphere. Because you know what? If there's one thing that makes the that I would not want to be bundled in with as somebody who's traditional, mostly, I would definitely not want to be bundled in with the Tate people. My God, like I can't believe how absolutely just brainwashed some of those people are. I really can't. They marched. They marched for him in Greece. Who says his DNA isn't so strong it gives her the exact same ability? Oh, it's the point is they don't make that point even in the show. So you have to make that headcanon to make this make sense. No, that is not a good show. I have to now explain to myself, this is what happened that makes this make sense. Fuck you. Because that is not what they expect. I think he goes, do you want it spelled out? Like, no. Just mention it, a word. And that is also what EFAP does, is where they could have put a line in here that did this. And you're like, holy shit, just one fucking sentence would have changed this whole thing. It's amazing. I love that. It's not real. You can't add that to the arguments that you can't really quantify it, right? You can't. Unless Bruce just sciencely, which is one of probably people would criticize as well. They'd be like, oh, that's a stupid explanation and you can't quantify it. At least it's an explanation. And maybe it would be less of a, okay, well, it's, yeah.
I don't know if I think it mentions this kind of offhand, but like I'm a old school comics fan, so it comes off clear to me. Like
It's
he
clearer
got
to me
blasted
because
with a
I
huge
am the
dose of
man.
gamma, and she got a little bit of blood. Another thing is that like the trauma thing you mentioned about her, everything he'd been through. It's so I've got some experience in trauma recovery, trauma counseling. It's weird when
I must have been taking a shit or something during this part. I didn't know he had trauma counseling experience. Virtue signal. the fact that you have to go this deep into psychology, like I'm not saying this is bad. I literally wanted to be a psychologist. The fact that you need to go this far and talk about trauma and psychology in order to make yourself like to make sense for the of this, no. Me small brain person finds this interesting. It is. I find small brain people. You're not small brain, but like this small brain person is interesting. For a while, it does get infuriating. What I'm like 20 minutes in? Jesus Christ. Okay, I
When
need to
people try
stop.
to like measure trauma, like it's really bizarre to me because two people can have the exact same thing happen, and one of them take it one way and the other take it the other, and it can be much more debilitating for one or the other. So it's like it was weird to me when people saying that just because he'd had certain things happen or
Oh, this is a stream. This was 3 hours. I think the argument is about 3 hours. Debate, sorry. Although the last 20 minutes of that is just bullshit. And then the rest is super chats and Adam and Sitch talking. I don't know what they do after that.
or whatever, that he was just inherently going to have more I don't know. It's just a bunch of weird claims that weren't made in the text.
That was her claim, though. In the scene, that was literally her claim, that the trauma of being a woman granted her control.
But again, we're talking about the beginning of her arc.
And it was also
She's not
not
gonna
the
get
trauma.
everything right.
It's not the trauma. It was the fact that.
Okay, well, it's not the trauma. So why are you talking about the trauma? Okay, I suppose it's because he just used it because Adam or someone brought it in. But still, like, if this is not the point, then why did you go there? If you don't need to go that far. But anyway.
She's had to deal with repressing, certain. And you talk to women, man. I've talked to several of them, and they said, yeah, that's similar to, they've been sexually harassed a lot, and you know what I mean. It is something that you
look. I
Didn't the Hulk have several people killed in front of him? Being undermined at work by an asshole? Man, I'm sorry. Which one is a crime? Which one involves a crime? Societally. Get a.
I have a question.
Crazy woman. You have to kind of.
Oh, being called a crazy woman. I might literally get murdered. Can you? I should be dead. And you know why? Gordon should kill me, right? Oh, I might literally get murdered.
I have a question for you.
Anyone could literally get murdered for acting crazy. But anyway.
Like a clear way to see that it's political is that she's espousing a belief. Like she's espousing a belief
and then he goes back
that
on
the
this.
world is a certain way and treats women a certain way. Like if the scene played out where she said, listen, I'm used to dealing with anger because I'm a Christian, and Christians always face massive amount of anger and hatred in society. You would obviously say that's a political statement.
I'm going to try and do this without pausing so we can get further.
Why are we equating a way a person is born to a belief a person chooses?
Right. Well, and also, I just don't know why, like, we're this default mode of like political bad, as if politics didn't exist in media prior to a few.
That's a completely different argument. Yeah.
Right. We weren't saying we hadn't got to the point of whether political messaging in TV shows was good or bad. It was just, I said originally that kind of got us on the sidetrack was when people said She-Hulk was woke, they were talking about what they perceived as politics that they disagree with ingrained in the show.
Right, as the same way as, if somebody forced, Christianity into the show, the Hulk, you would have a bunch of people online going, oh my God, the Christians are trying to convert people. The Christians are trying to
would be, but I personally would be like, this has nothing to do with anything in the comics that has come before, and I don't like this because of that. Whereas like the show pretty much nailed it. It's one of the most accurate adaptations in MCU.
Everybody agreed because it was so accurate. Everybody agreed it was flawless, right? I mean, they did a frame by frame of what the most popular She-Hulk comic. I honestly, I don't know what everyone was
to you,
upset
in the
about.
same way
They're,
that
they're not invisible. I mean, not in the way. I just
Disagree
think
with
that they're not invisible. I see what you are describing as politics, and I just see it as something. It's a different perspective that's not historically been front and center in popular media,
Here
and
it
that's really
goes.
the distinction that's being called political, in my view, and somehow
Woman,
that's a bad
I'm
thing.
a woman.
So I guess the question is it fair then? So if someone says, I don't like that scene in She-Hulk, where she gives that, quote unquote feminist speech to Bruce about why she's able to control her anger, which first of all I would disagree with factually. Doesn't even make sense because men literally as people view men as being the ones that commit dangerous acts of physical violence have to learn to control their anger. I believe far more
Oh
than
my
women
god,
do.
did they? I
But
don't
so putting that
remember.
all aside, is it legitimate or fair?
I am an absolute comic normie. I know whatever the movie tells me, but considering just even screenshots of the Hulk comic that I've seen does not seem to make sense. Her attitude, yeah, and it's just, mm. You know what? I don't even care when things are different to the book or the source material, but they kind of have the same spirit, or they have done something interesting with the and kept certain things the same, and they've done not like Velma. That makes sense. If you make something that's good, that is actually a good story, with one of these old properties, yeah, you will get forgiven. With what's the name? House of the Dragon. People got over the whole race swapping thing because it was just so good. Like it's a laugh, but you're just like, yeah, so, and you continue. Bed beckons. Yeah, I'm tired too. I'm pretty sure I've heard that somewhere. Yeah, please tell me. Oh yeah, Aaron, this is what I've gone through with these guys because they stream when I'm asleep. It pisses me off. So yeah, I don't know how far I'm gonna get. I'm gonna try to get through this question, but it's another hour.
For someone to criticize that scene as being
But thank you so much for chilling and yeah, yeah, um, yeah. Thanks for giving us your comments and shit there. That's what it's actually what's great about this is you can add to it with me. Like I thought I was gonna be all alone here. So I'm really glad I got to have some of your opinion on here. And then if we go over it at a later stage one day, um, or here's the I'll put the I'll put
woke
the link
scene.
in my Discord. It's there. This afternoon it was there. Oh yeah, you've got lots of opinions. So um, it is very limiting. Sometimes I prefer the keyboard because at least then I can make more sense of myself. But yeah, I know what you mean. And that's the thing. I don't know. There are people that we just want to share our opinion, and that's it. It's not like we think, okay, now I'm gonna change the world by sharing my opinion. It's just I need to tell someone, right? Just need to tell someone.
Well, we haven't even agreed to a definition of woke yet.
Right.
So
Oh well, why haven't we agreed to a definition of woke yet?
And
we're
yeah.
But we
My
don't
bottom line
hold
is
on. We don't need to agree to a definition of woke. You have a brain. You're using it. You
Yeah, Adam is getting. He's over it, man. Night, night, Aaron.
know our definition of woke. When we
so
say
my,
woke,
my,
you
my
know what we
ultimate
mean.
thing on that is that I think that regardless of whether it is woke or isn't woke, we all know that the reason we're even debating the word is because it's a very loaded and disagreed upon definition. So
Well,
like
but
using that word.
we don't need
Okay,
to get
so
we don't need to debate the.
Are you wrong? It's okay. I think it's because there is a show out there where a writer did not read the source material, or the actors. That there is one. I mean, The Last of Us. Apparently, um, the girl who plays Ellie wasn't supposed to watch. Wasn't supposed to play the game. Things like that. But The Last of Us seems to be being accepted by most people that played the game. So.
The
Wait.
definition of the word.
That's
though.
not the point I'm making. That's
okay.
not the point.
So
using
we
that
move
word
woke.
and expecting people to just
So is this the debate? Is this what the debate will be? Just them avoiding it? This I love their chat. Sitch and Adam have great chat. That's why I wish I could watch it live because interacting with them.
Kind of understand where you're coming from.
Really? Did they say that? Do they assert it, or they say, oh, it's like over exaggerating the way I do?
And to not get any kind
Like that's bullshit. Don't just what? It's so easy not to lie.
of
There's enough bullshit. Don't worry. It's enough. You don't need to lie to make this point.
Pushback on it is it's undermining your own attempt at criticism. So just using it is not wise, honestly.
Well, okay, but there's a difference between like, so if someone's talking about She-Hulk and they say, "Oh, this scene is woke," they say that and then they explain their problem with it, and then you say, "Well, I think they shouldn't use the term woke because it's too broad a term. It means too many things."
Also, just a comment here of we don't have a definition of woke. We still don't have it in. We haven't agreed on it. Honey, sweetie baby pie. You're not agreeing on it. So you can change the goalposts. That is part of it's a tactic that you see actually out in real life as well. If you don't agree to something outright, then you can always just dodge and whatever.
Things that kind of undermines their criticism, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, okay, I mean, that's fine. You can say that argument. I agree to an extent that woke, the term, is very broadly used and is used to mean, a lot of different things. But I guess what we're getting at here is it seems like just by calling something woke or by criticizing a scene like that, you get labeled as a sexist or a bigot just for calling something out.
Maybe we'll get to the fucking
like.
question again.
Well, because they're pretty terrible people that are obviously, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and.
Boom. Okay, so we got here. Terrible people. So that's the Freudian slip of people who use the term. That's why it's bad.
Say that you saying it's woke is going to make. I don't personally jump to just accusing anybody of that. I do tend to look at the supporting information that they offer if they say something like that. But
the hypocrisy. Apparently, look at the evidence. Lol. I look at the evidence.
When it's become so ubiquitous with certain people that are very clearly, pushing a, anti-woman agenda, so to speak, or whatever it is, then yeah, it's easy to understand why it would get some less considered minds kind of reacting poorly to it. That's why I say just like why even use the word if you're going to make a criticism about it being something about the way that she portrays women's struggles or whatever, then just talk about that, in my opinion. And that's fine.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
That's surprisingly that another part of the reasons I want to map these out is actually where are the lines drawn, because in a debate usually nobody's going to change their mind, right? Well, at least not live. They're not going to change their mind live, and I think this is where the line is drawn, and it was drawn earlier, but it's drawn here because it's actually stated properly. In the beginning, they said if you criticize that I don't call it woke. I just call it out when people are being bigoted. So that's what woke is to them. Their definition is people saying something is woke is anti-woke. That's it. It's against all of the principles of wokeness, and And I draw the line there. That's why I call them bigots. That's it. The answer is, it goes back to the thing, the answer is no. You can't criticize something as woke without being. And you know what? Why don't you just own that? That's actually the line that you've drawn. You've said, if you do this in a thing, I'm going to call you a bigot. I'm going to do that. So yes, the answer is no. That is it. The answer is no. So there we go. We're done. Next question. Pack it up, boys.
To quote things.
So I think we could even
woke
just.
is not about criticism. If you have a criticism, give me your criticism. But if you just say woke, again, it doesn't mean anything because it's just become this blanket term.
Yeah.
It just means whatever we don't like.
Well,
I mean, if we're gonna get into
Okay,
like, whether or not
Chaos.
it's okay to say
Sit
a
down
certain
before you
person
hurt
using
yourself.
followed by nuanced, supporting information. Well, I
If
would
it
need
fits
an
the
example
description.
because at that point we're just like kind of.
But the thing is, it
setting
will
pants
fit
on
their
something.
I
description
would argue
as
that-
it's sexist and bigoted. It'll fit their definition. So this is the line. It's like the people that are for and against abortion. There's a certain line, and there's a certain belief, and if there's no arguments really, if somebody you have to believe certain things in order to get to a certain conclusion. But if you're not going to believe the thing, then you're not going to get to the same conclusion. That's what the map is about.
calling someone in today's world, unfortunately, I'd argue that calling someone bigoted or racist is basically as useless as calling something woke. In terms of that, the term has
Yeah,
been so.
I mean, it's gotten it's kind of like that. It's also, but not always. It's unfortunate, right? Like it's unfortunate that our discourse has gotten to this.
It's nice actually that just think about it. The discourse has definitely think about it. Racism and wokeness, they've all just it's become such a culture war that and people have thrown things at each other and judged each other so hard, left and right, back and forth, to the point where everybody is just like, ah, fuck it. You can call me, of course, call me a sexist. Just, of course. I'm not going to get angry about that anymore because you're going to believe it anyway. There's nothing I can say to you that will make you think I'm not bigoted. That's it. Humanity is doomed. No, just get off the internet and you'll realize now it's fine. It's cool. And also go and watch good internet as well. There's also fun internet that also just go and play a video game. We're fine. This is not look, it is a big deal, but it's not happening on the as large a scale. It will take a lot longer. It's just the void. Yeah, the void. The graphics are outside of the internet.
Point when words that criticisms that are valid, maybe there is some heavy-handed political or social.
You know what? At
messaging
least
in
he
some
does
piece of
that.
Media. I'm sure I would agree that there is.
At least
somewhere.
Fandom
But
will
like,
agree something.
It's to the point where we can't even really have
Which he
these
did down, yeah.
discussions about these things because of the way that these words have been weaponized.
Exactly.
Another one,
Just
this
chill.
is really fucking fucked up. Sorry. Hope
Chill,
so,
daddy.
You can.
Like
Wow,
groomer,
we're still.
Oh, fuck.
pedo, you know what I mean? Like you got people using that shit left and right.
This is
just
funny.
For whoever says something they don't like, when it's like that undermines.
You're not a groomer, right?
Adam
No.
Adam
No,
is just fucking
You know.
I don't.
like just take the tone of the man. Just he's not accusing you of being a groomer, dude. He's making a joke. This is
think
Making
anybody
sure.
would,
and poor Sitch is just like, okay, just Adam is not happy. I think somebody said Jesus Adam in the chat.
Yeah, but no. Point being that it undermines people's that are actually fighting against legitimate, sexual exploitation. It sucks.
We don't. I mean, I don't randomly call people groomer, so
I didn't say you did.
yeah.
I didn't say
I
you did.
just kind of just
We're
brought it up as
I didn't say you did.
well, no, you brought it up. What are you
Batch?
talking about?
No, you said
you're
you
the
asked.
one
You
that-
brought it up.
No, you asked me if I was a groomer, which
Well, yeah, because you brought it up, and I just wanted to make sure, that.
That's what I mean. You prove my point. I can't even
Sure,
talk
no one
about
hears
the situation without
Well, this
someone
is-
bringing it up as like a suggested accusation.
Well,
Oh.
you brought it up. You're the one that brought it. I didn't bring it up. Like
That took too long. Yeah.
And
Well,
then
people are mean to other people on the internet. I get that. I just we're trying to figure out. Sitch and I might want to do some reviews of some movies that we think have a feminist agenda in them, and I'm wondering how we do that without getting labeled an instaphobe, right? A
Yeah.
transphobe, a sexist, a racist.
He wants
Probably
an
don't,
example.
it
How
doesn't
would
matter
you
how
do it?
well your
Are you
arguments are
just-
formed or how sourced
Yeah.
your information is. There's going to be some dipshits on either side. Also,
There are. So you know what the point is? The answer is no. The answer is no. We've come all the way back to the answer is no. Ad infinitum. Ad infinitum. Okay.
sides that's going to accuse you of something. So, like, if you're just looking to never
Well, yeah, but
have
we're
something
we're
like that
talking
said
to
to you,
we're talking to
Well-
you. We're trying to determine when the switch flips for you, and you say, okay, this person is definitely a
And
racist.
this whole
what would
question
happen?
it's
is
repeated
for
patterns
them
of behavior. It's
Yeah.
what
to
I see.
think about
Okay.
Like what?
what it is they're
There's
doing
some obvious
when they
examples,
label
like
these
calling
things.
it the MCU, for example.
Oh, here we go,
But, like, for
MCU.
the most part, just repeat behaviors.
Well, hold on a second.
My radar goes off. when
Hold
people are
on one
being
second on the
deceptive or
on the
dishonest about
MCU
something that they're
thing.
talking about.
One.
Adam's now talking. He's like, okay, I'm in it now. You brought MCU up? Cool. So I'm just gonna start a branch that is the MCU. MCU. I know that's not what it's spelled like, but whatever. That's what's great about mind map on Canva. It goes on forever. MCU.
On the MCU thing, do you acknowledge that feminism is like an ideology?
No,
Okay, what do
really.
you mean by ideology? Even I
Well,
believe men and women should be treated equally.
Christianity is an ideology.
See,
Judaism
So
is
are
an
you-
ideology.
This
Are
whole
you arguing
I,
that
it's not
feminism is a
even
religion?
worth
Because
mapping
if
what
you
they're
are, then
saying.
absolutely not. I
Yeah.
disagree.
Well,
like,
communism
he's just-
is an ideology, and that's not a religion.
Oh, this
Socialism is an
oh this
ideology.
is one of the most amazing things of silence in this whole video. Actually, feminism is an ideology, and then it's just crickets, bro, because then it's like, no, it's not. It's not. It's not. I don't know what their argument is. It's not. And then we go Christianity, communism. I think he goes into communism, Christianity. Examples. It's amazing. This is incredible stuff.
Idealism is an ideology. Is feminism an ideology? Is it a set of beliefs that somebody, believes?
You can
and
agree with this. It's
it
okay.
changes how they interpret the world.
Yeah,
Look,
sure, I would
if-
agree
if
with that.
you-
Oh,
if
well
you
done,
look at-
boy.
Definition, at its core, feminism is the belief that full social, economic, and political equality for women, should happen.
Okay, so we did have
Uh,
it. Yeah.
And I agree with that. That to me just seems like a pretty
Well,
given.
no-brainer.
hold on.
you
The
know,
difference of opinion is where we're at in that struggle. That's where the difference of opinion comes in. Obviously, like
Well, wait. There's actually a more important difference, which is that the definition that you just laid out for feminism. That's kind of like the second wave liberal definition of feminism, like the more intersectional woke third wave, fourth wave
Ooh,
feminism.
my computer had a bit
is
of a
more
wobbly.
about the idea that we live in a society that was constructed by males, specifically white males, for white males, and that there's all these subconscious, implicit, patriarchal, sexist tendencies embedded in our society that are basically invisible or impossible to essentially root out. And that's kind of where
Well,
feminism is today.
Was it not created by white men?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what I understood.
hold on. Let's
Yes,
not.
but wait,
let's not-
no, wait, let me finish. Okay, obviously, But that doesn't mean that there is some sort of implicit bias in favor of white men rooted into
The
all aspects
definition-
of society or the law.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that the fact that it was built by them it implies that it was, but I think that just a thorough analysis can show that there's. Look, I can point out how I've benefited from just being a white dude. Like whether it's
The beacon is
legally
lit.
or just socially or whatever.
virtue
it's,
signaling.
It seems pretty clear to me. But
Yeah, but that's fine. You can
Clear to me.
disagree with sort of modern intersectional feminism, but that's their belief system.
Yeah,
Well, here,
we're just saying. Look, I'm just asking you to accept that it's an ideology. If
Just
there's a Christian
fucking-
movie, I'm sure you've seen movies like Left Behind, which obviously have a Christian message. They have an ideology.
Adam,
that's
let them go
affixed
for
to
long
the
enough.
movie. Do you
Okay.
agree with that?
And then he's just like, fuck, I can't.
Well, let's clear up some stuff. Okay, so my view of that feminism
Chaos
is
is
simply
just-
the idea that men and women should be treated equally, and that's it. That's it. Period.
Okay.
What do you? Is there anything there you disagree with?
No.
No!
Yeah.
Okay, we're in agreement. Fantastic.
Yeah, but
It's like racism bad.
Movie.
Men and
as
women
Sitch
equal.
pointed out, there's a different ideology that's this third wave feminism ideology that views the world as if men are oppressing women today.
Okay. I mean,
Okay, but I
not
don't
men
care
are
about
oppressing
that.
women,
I already
that's
told you
kind
my
of-
ideology. All right.
Look,
what
sh-
I'm trying to get to is the MCU, right? That's what we're getting at.
Yes.
It's like,
Yes.
can you
MC,
show-
this is
Can you
why
show that
somebody
this ideology
this is
is
why
what-
somebody might call it the MCU in the same way that if Marvel started making Christian movies, they might call it the M.
He's explaining it to them like they're little papas. Now, if you understand this, then
Christ you.
Well, but
Well-
can you point out how we know that this ideology is what is driving having more women front and center in the MCU or whatever, that there's a big leap there from this specific ideology that you just described to just the Black Widow movie or to the Ant-Man and the Wasp or whatever.
Well, yeah, I think so. I think a lot of the MCU stuff. I think that started kind of obviously with Captain Marvel, and I think it kind of continued. The view of it continued with WandaVision,
Axel,
which
I need to give him food.
well, actually, before I get into that, I want to ask you a question, Bob. But let's put a pin in that because I want to come back to that for a second. Which is that
I'm gonna go to bed,
when
baby.
you were kind of laying out your definition of feminism,
Yeah.
and how you define it,
Okay.
which I mean, I agree with that. Not defining feminism currently that way, but I agree with the concept that you're laying out that men and women should be treated equally. I think part of the problem in these conversations is that someone on somewhere on the internet says feminism is bad, and they mean something completely different than what you mean when you say feminism is good.
Well, that is why
Okay.
you have
Do you
to
think that's
agree
happening in some
on
so then
definitions.
you see someone complain
I'm
about
sure there
feminism
are, and
and
there's
you're
probably
kinda
plenty. There's probably plenty of instances where people, take feminism too far, or take it to a place I disagree with. I'm literally telling you how I view it,
Is
and
Bob, is it
it's simply men
okay?
and women should be treated equally.
Right,
Sure.
and we agree with that. But is it? Do you agree
Mhm.
with the other ideology that Sitch laid out? Would you criticize that ideology, the fact that men are today oppressing women?
Well, it's more
Is my
complicated.
stream even live? I'm checking.
I would disagree
I
with the framing
mean-
of it that way. Like
Yeah, it's a weird framing.
Sitch read it.
Sure.
It's talking about a social system. As you're saying, it's just men are replaced or oppressed. And it's like I'm not literally mindfully. I'm sure you're not.
Says
Either.
I'm
You
live.
guys seem like nice guys. It's Valentine's Day. We don't want to oppress any women today, anyway. We're not
Today,
like,
anyway.
out of our way
Jesus.
to oppress any women, but are systems set up in a certain way? Yeah,
So,
I mean, there's,
so you
there's-
don't. It sounds like you don't agree with that ideology either.
No, wait, no. So I guess the question is, do you agree that society is currently set up in a way to oppress women?
Do I agree? I'm sorry. Say it
Do
again.
you agree that society, or do you believe that society is currently set up in a systematic way to oppress women?
No, I don't agree with that because the way you're describing is that that's the intention. Is it set
Yeah.
up to? And I'm saying like, no, I don't think that was why it was set up. I just
well
think it is an
done.
effect of
Thanks
having
for agreeing
been
with that.
established, as you guys agreed with, by men, and then just kind of played out that way for centuries. And now here we are, and we're able to look at go and go.
Actually,
So it's not
literally
so you don't think
just
it's
wants to go to
intentional,
bed.
You think it's incidental?
Yeah.
Essentially. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
So you agree with that, Bob? Because that is a big component of what I would call woke intersectional feminism, is that these systems are in place whether intentional or not.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay,
All right,
intention
well,
matters, doesn't it?
Whatever you
We,
say.
I
we
mean,
were
you know.
we were talking about the MCU.
Yes.
Can you give
Oh,
me
yes.
examples where
Right.
somehow feminism is like
Yeah, I
taking
wanna
over the
tie those together.
MCU?
Right. So I think
Mm.
with WandaVision, to me, is kind of a good example. And I think this is part of the problem of the political discourse is that, everyone becomes very sensitive towards either, wokeness, or they become very sensitive to racism, and so they kind of look for it everywhere.
Yeah,
And
so
it's
we're
kind of
doomed
this,
in that way.
obviously this started with,
We're
I
all
hate to I
sensitive to
hate
it,
to
so like
harken
everything
back to
is
the dark
woke.
days of the internet and name she who should not be named, but Anita Sarkeesian saying, there's racism and sexism everywhere, and our job is to find it. I think people kind of have that lens when it comes to looking for racism, looking for wokeness, and everything, and so it can cloud people's views. But I think I think
Captain
WandaVision
America.
is a good example of people seeing wokeness in it because they would look at the show and they'd say, okay, you have a show where
Someone in the chat says
basically
he's gonna
the
press
male
the shit up
characters
out of his
who
wife
are
tonight.
more
But
stereotypically
she's into it.
masculine are portrayed as evil. You have the evil masculine military general guy, even though he's technically doing the right thing. He's trying to stop,
No, not
Wanda, who's
masculine bad, no,
basically being
man
completely
bad.
evil. And then the men
Woman
that are
masculine.
considered more good are classically, I hate to use these terms, but are more stereotypically, passive or
Mm-hmm.
or female in terms of kind of their characteristics. And the way that the show basically
I'm almost
coddled
done.
Wanda, and they even had like a character, I forget her name. It was Captain Marvel character's daughter, enter in the show and basically make excuses for the fact that Wanda is, basically being a horrible villain, mind controlling,
Oh
all
yeah,
these
and
people,
no, you know
inflicting
what?
horrible
One of my
pain on
things
them.
here as well
And when
with
this
this
is
the
called out by
MCU, literally they fucking say it as well. They say there is this is my political message. It is here. They literally say it. Like in their press tours, literally they say uh they say it's political. They say they want to send a message. It's actually said out loud.
the show gives this excuse in the dialogue of like, well, you don't know how much Wanda has lost, as an excuse.
Then
And it seems like there's like just this
the
weird
whole
attitude
chat
towards
starts quoting
gender roles
WandaVision.
in some of the MCU properties that I think people are picking up on.
They're not going to agree that the
I would
show
kind
does
of disagree with a lot of that read.
Yeah.
They're not going to agree.
That's a weird read of WandaVision. I've actually never heard that read before.
Oh
so
my god, shut up.
Take me a moment. I mean,
I've never heard that
the
before.
idea that,
Bad faith
No, I
Bob.
don't think that the show excuses what she's done. The show, and very clearly,
No.
when you follow up with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, that was just the beginning of this arc where she's going, she's losing it. She lost it, dude. Like, she is the villain in Doctor Strange. That was just kind of
I'm
the
not
setup.
disagreeing with that, obviously, but that's a different writer, different director.
But I mean, it was the plan. It was the plan from the beginning.
WandaVision was pretty much set up to be like.
Yeah,
the
they've
villain
never.
origin
Eric
story
Hunt there says
Right.
they've never.
And
Axel,
also that,
I
it's
don't
like,
get it, bro.
To say it's evil, if you want to call it that, that's a way to judge it.
Well, I
Sure,
know you
but,
don't like the word evil, but immoral, whatever word you want.
It's definitely immoral. Definitely immoral.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely
Let's
fucked up. I
escalate.
don't
I
think
wanna
the
see if
show
I
at
can
all
go
or
further.
anybody is excusing that she mind controlled a bunch of people and stuff like that. I think what it was doing was approaching it with a sense of empathy for her mental state.
Issue, and then it doesn't ever come up or even resolved by the character at the end of the
that's
season.
just her arc, then yeah, that's not doesn't make any sense. It's
And
part
they go
of several
through
things that were set up as far as
She-Hulk.
like, does she want to be an Avenger? Is
Yeah,
she in control of
this is again
Like,
with
there
the
were
She-Hulk.
Show. And so my question to that is, why do you think that women all have some sort of unifying experience that is being voiced in that scene right there?
I mean, I don't think that they do have. I don't think every single woman does. No.
Well, no,
like
but that is what Bob is implying when he asked me that question.
All I am saying. Listen, Jen Walters is a woman. We can agree to this, correct?
Sure.
Hypothetically.
We can.
Adam's just so full of shit.
She can say her life experience then, and it might be based on some woman's writer's life experience. But she can. Do you have any problem with her expressing her issues?
No, that is the bad faith part of this. Nobody has an issue with the actual expression. It's the use of the expression. It's the manner in which it's expressed. It's an absurd view of the world, and people lose their shit about that.
No, but I think it's sexist the way she expresses it.
Yeah.
It's important too, Sitch, to separate. Like he's making the implication that you want that censored out of the movie. No, you just want to be able to criticize it without being called a sexist.
Yeah.
Well, I would
that's
prefer
changing the goalposts.
I would prefer if
Changing the question.
Have intersectional woke politics in Marvel stuff. Yeah.
Well, I don't know that. How are you taking the leap of that being intersectional woke politics from just her saying this is what women deal with when?
Yeah. Okay, we're going. Yes, yeah. I actually can't believe how many times we go around this whole thing of it. Let's maybe draw this. Just I feel like I'm not doing it justice if I don't do this properly. It goes. It's political when Jen blah blah. And then it goes, it's just my lived experience. And then it's like, no, Axel, it's just my lived experience. Then it literally goes, and then also the question of, you don't, so you're saying and then it's just like can't express woman experience, and then it goes all the way back and it's like, no, we would just, the question is about criticizing. And then we go around and around and around. And that's also another, yet, well, it's part of the reasons I've said before why I want to draw these things, because look, we went through the meat of the argument, and where are we? We're not going any further. The same sort of, no new points have really been made. It's just people saying things in different ways.
Like a lot of times, it's pretty easy to find women that will tell you that reflects some of their experience. You know what I mean? And even if not,
nobody is saying these experiences are not real. It is the use of these experiences.
Even if not,
literally
why can a woman in a character in a movie not have like a flawed perspective, right? Like, and I'm not.
Well, wait a minute. She could want if what she said.
Okay, I actually want to go to.
This is a flawed perspective.
Let's just check how far we go.
Okay, and I don't. But that's the problem. I don't think it was supposed to.
There is a second part of this debate.
Tell you what to think about things that it's saying. I don't.
Okay, let's check where we are.
Yeah, I don't think it's directly harmful. Is the point. I just think that it's could contribute to reducing harm in the future.
This is about EFAP. I guess if you don't know what EFAP is, you're not going to be excited about this argument.
Sitch, I'll let you wrap up, but we just passed like the 1 hour.
This is where people get triggered. I think we'll go through that, and then I'm going to go to bed.
We just tipped into like the 2 hour mark, so I want to give you guys a chance to like.
They lose their shit. I think we're gonna go
wrap
over
up your thoughts and have somewhat of a closing statement if you like. Sitch,
it's about
I think we
17
read,
minutes.
Like, the $20 and up super chats and any super chats that are relevant to the debate. So if you want to look at those, or Sitch, do you have any closing thoughts that you want to say before we move on?
No.
Okay. Dane, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. And then I need to feed my cat. So. What should I guess a lot of the problems that I see with online discourse, we kind of touched on them today, and this isn't saying anything about you and Adam and Sitch.
Oh, thank God they're not being ugly to you.
The culture that we're approaching ideas from kind of different angles. A lot of times, the words that we use, the language we use, are very specific in a person's mind, but kind of different from what other people think of it.
Yeah, one of the things as well about the criticism, in the EFAP thing, was it was kind of, they do start arguing about whether a bigger channel can go after a little channel. That is not it. When you create content, you are exposing yourself to criticism. That's the whole point of that's the whole scariness of it all. It's performing in front of people. You are putting something out there. It's going to get criticized, and it's the internet. It's very scary because people can be absolutely horrible, and it's difficult to keep your head when shit like this is going. Head, haha, money. But like, yeah, it's it's dumb. You can't gatekeep who can criticize who. The answer is no.
But and that's why it's important, I think, to get into defining terms and stuff like that. So yeah, and that's maybe frustrating that's why we didn't, I don't know, cover too much today. I don't know how much you guys wanted to talk about, but yeah, I do think it's important that we understand the words that we're operating from and the definitions and stuff, so that we can actually kind of get to the core of it. So this is actually, in a way, one of the more productive discussions I've had.
Oh, well, that's very nice. He actually ended off nicely. But then 5 seconds later, like it literally, it just is like, fuck you, Adam.
Well, we kind of jumped into the middle here, but if you want to think it through and maybe formulate
See, I told
some
you.
arguments or whatever, we're happy
They say
to
you
do
can
it
come
again.
back.
So, Bob, you want to
Formulate some arguments. That is a little jab.
I don't have any arguments,
Well,
by the way. I was curious what you guys think. That's normally what my position
Oh,
is. You
really?
explain why
It's a
I should take any of the stuff you say seriously. But yeah. I
Wow.
still don't.
Oh, there's
Well,
a little jab back there.
I
So
do
it's
have
like
a close.
Adam is just, oh, if you want to like, just formulate some arguments implying you don't have argument. This is the conversation analysis, which I love, which it's like, duh, everybody understands this, but I like that these things, how these things occur. It's like, okay, he does this little, implies that bros don't have arguments. Oh, I don't have arguments. He says like his arguments are, no, he doesn't need to argue. He's just curious about what you guys are doing, and like I just want to know whether I should give a shit about what you're saying. Uh, little this passive aggressive stuff is amazing.
Closing, but there's one question I really want to ask you guys, and Little Movie Perk gave it to me. It's a great question. What is your thought about the political messaging in the movie Starship Troopers?
Okay, he thinks he's come in with a banger. He thinks they are going to get owned. Yeah.
Starship Troopers. Well,
I don't
Well,
know
it's
if
hard to say 'cause
Starship
it's like a parody. Well, I know it's weird because now, like, it was
Well,
obviously
so
parody.
what?
Like, it was the guy who did
There's
RoboCop,
lots
right?
of messaging in that, though.
He's
no,
it's like
yeah, no.
it's
Very
the same guy that did
familiar with it.
RoboCop, right? That
Yeah.
did.
He's now put the goalposts. Chaos has now put the goalposts at should politics be in media at all? That is not the question.
Starship Troopers?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think his intention.
I mean, he's allowed to ask a question, of course, but he thinks that asking this question is a nice trap for Sitch and Adam.
Was obviously to satirize sort of this, overly militaristic, jingoistic society or potential society. Now, obviously, some people have sort of tried to reinterpret it like being pro those pro those things, but I don't think that was the intention of the movie.
He did not expect that. He expected some other shit, or maybe he expected like, haha, them to say, oh, but there's no politics in that. Oh, but that's different. He expected Adam and Sitch and Adam to go bad faith, exactly as he would.
You
No,
think
it was.
You think it's all
definitely
tongue in
to
cheek?
make
You
fun
think
of
it's
those things.
yeah.
I think it was 100% tongue in cheek. Yeah.
So,
that-
do you think that should be allowed?
Sure.
Yeah. Well,
You see, that's what he was doing. He was trying to lay the trap, and now he's springing the trap.
hold on a
That
second.
doesn't
I'm not-
violate liberalism.
Yeah.
So
I'm
your
not,
only
I'm
issue
not
is
against politicized movies. I'm against people who criticizing politicized movies as sexism, racism, or transphobia.
Ta-da! Going back to the question, because that was not what was asserted. Maybe they need a mind map to understand what is being asserted. When was it asserted that politics should not be in it? It's more about the messaging being shoehorned in, and actually, again, coming back to it, was it shoehorned in? Can we discuss about whether it was Was it bad? Was it too woke? The question is, can you do that without being labeled sexist? The answer is no.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You make
Sitch
as
just agreed
political
with
a movie as you
So-
want, but people should be able to criticize it, especially
There
if
you
you're,
go.
pushing some ideology subversively into the movie.
Mhm.
I should be able to criticize that. Like if you're
Well,
And you
sneaking
can.
Christianity into
Yeah.
the movie, well, not
You
People don't
can!
criticize you for
You
criticizing.
can. You can until no. EFAP is encouraging people to harass. There is an interesting conversation there about whether you should be held responsible for what your audience does. It's like you can't, if there are idiots that watch EFAP and then take action on that, that is not EFAP's fault. Sorry.
That. Why do you think your criticism
Yeah.
should be like, you know?
well, it's not fair though
Well,
to
I
call
think
somebody
that-
sexist, racist, or transphobic because
Right.
they're
It's
not
criticizing the
fair.
ideology. Yeah.
It's not fair.
Because the
Well-
problem is that, like, so if I say, oh, I don't like Starship Troopers because I'm very favorable towards, jingoism or whatever the movie
Jingo.
whoever the movie's parroting, it's like, okay, that's fine. You're presumably you're not going to receive, and if someone criticizes you
Mhm.
for having that opinion, and they just say, I think Sitch had a bad take on this. He's wrong about that's what the movie's about. It's like, okay, fine. Maybe people in the comments harass me or whatever. But the difference when you start loving these accusations of like this person's racist, this person's sexist, this person's transphobic,
Yeah.
because that has a way of materializing into getting people canceled, into getting.
They did talk about cancel culture. I just haven't gone. I suppose we should go back to it if we have a question at one point. I suppose I can map out that argument because those are just little sub arguments that happen in here, sub debates of cancel culture. What is cancel culture? Is cancel culture getting fired because of something you said, or is it people making sure you're fired because of something you said? So they argued in bad faith. They argued, no, it's always happened, and that just because it's always happened doesn't mean it's not bad. Yes, we've labeled it now. That doesn't make the point invalid. So yeah, they are now saying the reason that this question is asked about whether you can do it without being called sexist is because when you are called sexist, wherein it doesn't matter who you are, you can actually eventually get thrown under a bus and, oh, I'm not doing business with this person and I'm whatever, literally destroying people. And that is why the next question is, which I didn't go over yet, was what should society do about racism? And basically, my opinion there is just shun the fuck out of people, just shun them. You don't have to go and literally destroy their lives. It's not worth it. Anything immoral that doesn't break the law, you just don't interact with it.
Getting them, barred from
Okay,
speaking.
have you guys
and I
been
think that's
canceled
really
before?
Adam and my contention here.
Have you guys been canceled before?
I mean, not yet.
No, not yet.
Oh.
So
Well, I mean, I've seen some of the associations you've got. At least Adam, I don't know much about you, Sitch. I would think that some of the
Adam's
people
pretty
and
shady.
positions I'm sure you've defended or at least advocated.
You know nothing
not
about any
against.
of our positions.
Oh, this is gonna be bad. This is when Adam loses his shit. It's great.
Come
Well, I
on.
know that you at one
know
point
mean-
were cool. I know that at one point. I know
You
that at
know
one point you were cool
nothing.
with
Look, what's my
yeah,
position on voting?
Well,
One position. What's my position
not
on
what I'm
voting?
saying.
You
Hey,
can't ask that
you want-
question. No
we-
one
we
understands.
You want to
did
let me
discuss
talk,
voting.
Adam? Are you afraid of letting me talk?
No.
Oh,
go
now
ahead.
we're
You
now
have the
we're
floor.
just
I
You
know
the
have
that
the
you
fluster.
floor.
early on in my
Look, I
channel,
promise I
whenever
won't
I had
interrupt.
like a couple of hundred subscribers and I made a video about Ethan Van Sciver, you showed up to fucking talk shit in my comments about that.
Oh, we bringing
so
it
Ethan Van
out.
Sciver, who has, let's just say a few problematic views, you were willing to defend him.
Well,
and you haven't been canceled
Ethan
for
Van
that?
Sciver is like a sexist, and I don't think there's anything wrong with being a sexist.
There's far
because-
more going on with
Wait,
Ethan.
Oh,
there's
here we
nothing
go.
about being a sexist?
Ooh, chaos
No,
is like.
Of course not.
There's-
So
There's
you
nothing
think
wrong.
Bitcoin-
Canceled, Adam.
Oh
Why
my
haven't you
God.
been canceled?
Why haven't I been canceled?
Right.
I guess.
You just said
I
there's
mean,
nothing
luck.
wrong with sexism. Why haven't you
Luck,
been canceled,
yes.
Adam?
Luck.
We're not popular enough to be canceled. I
And
think.
also
Yeah.
just
That's
just
the
the
question.
configuration of his
Ethan-
life
Ethan
currently.
Ethan has very much been canceled, has he not?
He's making
Ethan
a lot
lo-
of money. He's got a whole
Ethan-
thing
He's
going
making
on where
millions on
Yeah, but he
comics,
lost.
man.
He
Oh,
lost
yeah,
his-
some
comics that he hasn't even gotten out yet.
at some
He
point
lost
they
his job
actually
at
even
Marvel,
tried to
though,
argue that it's
because he-
You think he
beneficial
was
to be
entitled
cancelled.
to keep that job?
Wait. Stop. Okay. No
Yeah,
one is.
we're supposed
Okay,
to be
listen.
doing closing statements. So
First of all, wait,
let's
no.
chill.
Closing
Wait.
statements.
We have to address this. Okay. Unless you're suddenly going to say, I'm a super conservative libertarian, no one is suggesting that anyone's entitled to a job anywhere. That's not what anyone is talking
That was
about.
also
question is-
such a thing that they kept saying in this argument. It was like, oh, with cancel culture, it's like, oh, well, is he entitled to that job? That is not the question. The question is you took away the job. The job was there, and then it was taken away in punishment for the societal sexismus.
Should social pressure be levied against people to get them fired from their
think
jobs?
that each is a
okay?
case
It's
by
not a
case
question
basis.
of being entitled
I
to
think
have
that
a
each
job
is a case
somewhere.
by case basis.
Ethan-
Case by case basis, bro. Really? If somebody, it's dumb. It's because people decide they bad faith. They decide that somebody they just decide guilt by association. They're just like, oh, well, that person said something, you'd clearly support it. Same thing with it, like, oh, an advertisement appeared next to this website. Like, motherfucker, you are on the internet. You are the person. You are the reason. The targeting is the reason that you saw that ad. So just.
Was fired for voting for Trump.
Several times that he had said some really
Wow,
Ethan
no
was
way.
fired
He
for
was
voting
fired
for
being
Trump.
Woo,
No,
Adam's
that's
like,
a fucking
He
to
bullshit.
get
was
That's
crosses
fired for
on.
being an asshole. He
That's
was
complete bullshit. You can look at the track record of the things that
He's
said
done.
And was probably reprimanded for
Do you think
privately
people should
several
be fired
times
for
before
voting
they
for
finally
Trump?
fired him.
No.
What?
No, of course not.
Well done.
Okay.
No, he wasn't fired for voting for Trump.
Bob-
There's lots of fucking
Bob,
Trump
I
voters
interrupted.
and Republicans that work in comics, man. There's
Bob,
lots of them.
Wasn't somebody fired because she was interested in playing Hogwarts Legacy? And these are little people, actually. It's just a person.
Dan and I both interrupted your close.
So it's not like somebody that has a whole audience behind them, like Blair White or something, that will go out to bat for them. It's literally just, even though the backlash is great, that people were just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why did you dismiss this person? But the point is they lost their job
Closing statement. So,
because of one vindictive asshole.
Bob.
Sorry, Bob.
We'll give it back to you.
Well, essentially my point is to, like, and it started out very simply. These guys are very bad critics. They're pushing the wrong ideas, and I don't like the idea that when people want to look up nerd culture stuff, they get these ideas. And obviously, we're not going to agree because obviously you seem to be thinking that, sexism and racism and transphobia now are fine.
I said
Then,
sexism, you piece of fucking shit.
There you go. I told you it was gonna get all the way down. He just. So he went back to his point over here, criticizing the word. If they don't, yeah, if you don't do criticize in this way, these are allowed. The rest is ismophobe. So it's like you are only allowed to criticize in certain ways. Otherwise, you're okay with transphobia.
You
So
piece
what,
of
sexism-
fucking shit.
You're so over it.
So sexism is fine, but the other stuff isn't?
Why are you so triggered?
What is wrong with that? Oh, why are you so triggered? Jesus fucking Christ, everyone's triggered there.
Adam?
Look,
Even
was it
Sitch,
something I
maybe.
said, Adam? Don't take it out on Bob,
Listen,
dude. I'm the one that said
it's,
it.
Yeah.
you know, when I have
Oh,
liars
he's
on
so
the
confident
show,
now.
when I have
Oh.
bad faith people on the show, I tend to get a little triggered, okay?
Projecting
Okay,
much, huh?
so-
You
So
project
you're
Look,
cool with
I
sexism,
said
but
in the
you're
very
not cool with
beginning of the
racism.
debate,
Adam,
look,
your
Okay.
entire fucking online presence is bad faith, dude. You're all of it. And I knew that going into it. We knew that
Your
going into it.
entire presence is
and
bad
honestly,
faith? Where the
How
fuck?
is his
We-
presence bad faith online?
we
Because
have We had a
I'm
simple
not going to sit here and
disagreement.
recount it all. Just trust me
Okay.
that I've looked into it,
I'll-
man. Like,
I
it's
will-
pretty
I will
obvious that
listen to
anybody
the
that's not a fan
obviously,
of yours, what
obviously,
you're about.
we believe you. Okay.
We
We had a
believe you.
very,
Okay.
we had a very
Just
vocal
Point down.
disagreement at the beginning of the show
Why haven't you been
about
canceled?
me
Adam?
calling something evil. What did I call evil?
If you're
Look,
sexist, why haven't you been canceled?
Please,
If
please,
sexism is okay.
turn your brains on. We've
I
had
love
a
that.
2-hour discussion. Obviously, I said in the beginning of the thing, in the very beginning of the debate, I said, please, anyone remember?
You said racism was evil.
There we go.
Racism is
Good boy,
evil, right?
Fitch.
That's what you said. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So, Bob.
But you think sexism is
Bob,
fine?
well, Bob, are you a groomer?
What the hell?
do
what
you
the fuck
groom-
does
There's
that
that
even
again,
mean?
man. You
What
know
the
that's
fuck?
honestly a sign of desperation.
You like
when
no,
you're
no,
throwing
wait,
your
wait,
arms
wait.
around.
Man.
He's
It's
Okay.
a
he's
sign of desperation.
Why
and
did you
lack
just
of
get
confidence
angry?
in your
Wait,
arguments
why
whenever
did
you
you
reach for
wait?
that.
Why did you
Because
both
because
get
you know
angry?
what that signals to your audience, and it's complete bullshit.
That is exactly-
why Adam got angry. He said he was like a racist.
Someone
Who
gets
said
it
he was a
now.
racist?
Dude,
Someone figured
Dude,
it out.
he just
Who
said,
said
he's
he was
cool
racist,
sexism.
dude?
He literally
You
just said
said
he's
it.
cool sexism.
That's what Bob said.
Wow, I
Bob,
haven't
you
watched
said
this
he
far.
literally
far.
said he's cool sexism. Literally.
No, you said I was fine with
Somebody in chat goes,
sexism,
"Adam, make them
racism,
cry."
and transphobia.
You
Which
said you were
that's
fine
not
Because
with
my.
it
sexism.
usually all goes
It's
together.
reasonable to
Man, I
assume
wish I
that
could
if you're
catch these things
anti-woke
live.
and sexism is considered
my
a thing
God.
that's, you know,
Okay.
then you would.
This is just wow. It
You're
just
so bad
Bob,
faith, it's
Bob,
disgusting.
They
dude.
called-
You are
Would you
fucking
like-
human
you're
garbage.
kinda
You guys are
ridiculously bad
fucking
faith.
trash.
Bob, Bob.
Fuck off,
did
you-
they stage this?
you're
Did
fucking
they
disgusting
agree
human
finish
beings.
your,
at the end
closing
that
Yeah,
this is
without-
what?
Worse than anti-woke like you're
Without
like
Look at it
calling
sexism,
devolve.
at least
It's
racist,
lost
at
it.
least
Would you
they're
like to
open.
finish
You know.
your
Wait,
closing
wait.
statement?
Why are you? I'm so confused as to why you're so incredibly triggered. Damn.
Because
Wait,
because
he's
fucking Adam
triggered?
called my friend
Have you
a piece
heard
of
Adam?
shit, dude.
I mean-
That's why I got
Okay,
mad when
fair
Adam
enough.
called my
Yeah,
friend
he
a
calls
piece
you.
of
Okay,
shit.
I understand. That's fine.
Oh, they friends.
Okay.
It,
Do you want
it-
to finish?
It triggers people. I know. but-
Right, I understand. So
Look,
do you
I
want to
don't
finish
like
your?
racism is evil. Let me just make that clear here. I
There you
don't
go.
like
Racism
racism.
is evil.
I
The virtuous signaling, Adam. The beacons are lit.
don't like being called a racist. I don't like racists. Okay.
Right.
I don't
Oh.
like racists on the show. I don't like to debate racists. Okay. So please finish your
He was gonna say, "So fuck you."
closing statement, Bob.
Okay, but let me just get you on the record right now. You're okay with sexism?
Oh my god, here we go. He had to go back there. He's not okay with sexism. It is not like a huge offense to him. It is not like, let's go and get rid of this person. Let's make sure they can never work another day.
Sexism is fine. Yes, I have no problem with sexism.
Okay,
And you hold
Yeah,
on, you were
so-
equating earlier. Harvey Weinstein was.
Oh, here we go. He was basically that he was using Harvey Weinstein. Adam was using Harvey Weinstein as an example of sexism because of how they just smear everything as sexism. So you could go both ways. You can say disagreeing with a female colleague is sexism, and you can also say fucking rape is sexism.
Equated with being sexist, right?
Look,
Mhm.
look.
Just
now
ask.
you're gonna say
Are you?
because
Are you
because
meaning,
I'm
Adam? What's happening with this sexism thing?
well, I feel like
Mhm.
when these guys say sexist, what they mean
Right.
is like sexist jokes.
Yeah. So you see, he went extreme. He's like, okay, fine. If everything is sexism, then we'll go over here and we'll define Harvey Weinstein as sexism, and he actually committed crimes. So, yeah, the difference between crimes and literal jokes.
Like we
Mm.
Oh, is
make
that what we mean?
sexist jokes
Is that
on
what
the
we
show
Yeah,
mean?
no,
all
that's
the time.
not what
Is
I
that
mean at
what
all.
we mean specifically?
Because
Okay.
you know that
You
earlier in
Bob,
this
you-
conversation, you asked both of us. You said, "Do we believe that men and women should be treated the same and not be judged based on their gender?" And we both said yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wow, how can you not have the nuance? So there is this beautiful nuance of, can hold the belief that men and women should be equal, can make joke that actually pretends that women are not equal.
Yes. Totally.
So your contention is that you think that when people are
Yeah, we're
calling,
gonna loop
Ethan
again.
Van
One of the guys
Sciver,
says,
because that was kind of what brought up this whole thing. I'm not super familiar with him whatsoever. that it's just that he's levying sexist jokes.
I wonder
Yeah,
how
all
this
he's
that,
goes.
doing
that
is
are just jokes.
But
And that
that's
is
but that's
all
what
he's
Adam
doing
says.
is making
And apparently he
sexist
doesn't
jokes.
know about or is playing blind to the
Look,
many other examples of things.
I've watched
Okay, well, that's- but
She-Hulk.
wait, okay, so
According
that's
to
fine.
She-Hulk, if you don't like the show, you're a sexist. So
Right,
guilty.
okay.
I'm guilty as charged.
Did She-Hulk say that? When was that
Yeah,
said on the show?
I
Did
missed
Disney
that
say
line.
that? Did Marvel say that?
No,
Can
the
you please
show
be good faith, Adam?
itself
Can you
said
please
that.
Kevin
engage
Feige
with
called
good
me up
faith?
and he said, "Listen, Sitch,
Yes.
Uno
I don't want
reverse.
Doctor Strange to show up in WandaVision or She-Hulk because he's a white male."
Well, what role would Doctor Strange even have in WandaVision? But just a
To be a
cameo?
white male. What do you mean? That would be his role.
So
There's
do you
white
just?
males in that show. Vision's in that show.
Oh my! We need to. We're closing statements here. Sitch, are there any? Bob, I'm going to assume you're done with your closing statement. Do we have any super
We've
chats?
gotten a lot from y'all already, so.
Goro Cero for 10 months says, thank you for being Freewheel Seeker. Says, I just want to let Organized Chaos know that I am a racist reactionary and I owe my political transformation to Sitch and Adam. Thank you, Goro. Thank you.
Oh
Goro.
my!
Cool.
Thank you.
Cool.
Hold on. Which way?
10-month membership.
We've made. He's saying we've
more
made him
racist?
racist. We've made him racist.
Dang.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we need to
Anyway.
work on Grosser.
I am gonna go to bed now. I wonder if they actually get to the point and they say goodbye to each other nicely. Let's just check that.
How can you judge YouTubers by a pattern of behavior, but then not judge? But those YouTubers cannot then judge patterns of behavior from specific production companies in terms of their media.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, I mean,
That was from chat. Okay.
the patterns behavior.
Yeah, we are
of
nowhere
essentially-
near. I need to. I'm gonna go maybe and do it myself, without the video, and just make sure that I understand the whole thing, and then give like my own closing statement. This was a recording, so I think I'm gonna do that. At some point, I've got so many things that I was supposed to make videos about. Clips and things that I was supposed to put together into compilations. That's been like 2 years in the making.
Women are equal to men. I don't have any issue or towards that pattern behavior. Do you?
No, so they're saying is how can you judge YouTubers by saying, oh, they're sexist because they have a pattern of behavior where they make jokes about women or whatever, but then if a bunch of Marvel movies seem to having similar patterns, only levied against men, why is it not okay for them then to call out Disney for having that pattern of behavior?
I mean, I haven't seen them levy anything against men. Well, all I've seen is essentially the idea that women and men are equal.
Yeah,
and
that's
guess what?
all.
I don't have a problem
There
with
is
that.
the line.
So you just disagree with the perspective.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah, I disagree. If somebody's gonna always point out when women
Debates are
always
incredible.
make fun of women whenever they're on screen or whenever they're part of the staff, then yeah, I might have a problem with that.
Gotcha. Someone asked, Sitch, please ask Chaos why he skipped through Mahler's video to see if he said anything about the parents in Doctor Strange 2.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Also, at one point they ask Chaos, I think it was Fandom or something, why they are called Eric July a chunky monkey, and he was like, that was not the intent, and it's like, that's exactly it. When you don't have that intent, you are still labeled with it. In any case, this was fun. I had fun. I am going to go to bed now and listen to this tomorrow, see what it's like. It's probably got a lot of dead air. And just have a look at like I said, turning it into a thingy, but playing Monster Hunter in the next stream, I think. Thank you, anyone and everyone who came along, who even spent a minute in whatever this was. Glad I did it, even though it was fucking weird. And thanks to Sitch and Adam for their stream. I wish I got through the whole thing. I'll do a second part another time if Aaron wants to come and sit with us doing it. That would be cool. It would be cool to have someone doing the commentary basically, and then I can just mind map quietly. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, have a nice life. Okay, thanks, bye.